Alright, so here we go, starting whatever this project is. I'm calling it Homestream Watcher for the time being, but that's what I called it the last time I did this. So I already did an announcement video on this, but I'll go ahead and just kind of explain what I'm doing anyway. So Flash is going to be dying at the end of this year, by which I mean it will still exist in some form, but browsers are going to stop supporting it. And I figured because that like a lot of the Homestar stuff is going to be either more difficult to access or will like only be through backups. I saw no reason not to basically go through the entire body of work and just kind of go through it chronologically, share my thoughts on it when necessary, perhaps crack a joke or two, and that's basically it. So I have plans for how this is going to work. I have a, let me go ahead and show it here. I've put together this. It's basically the all tunes page from the Homestar wiki. But I've like modified it a bit, kind of moved some stuff around. Going to be kind of going through everything in there, and I'll do my best to just kind of share little trivia and stuff. I'm not gonna look anything up probably unless I know that there's something that I know there's something, but I can't remember what it is. Hold on. Are the YouTube notifications showing in the stream? Yes, they are. Okay, we need to turn these off. So, I'm going to do my best to keep this clean. The entire website is PG. There's like no swearing or dirty humor really, and I figure it would be inappropriate for me to break that. Even though I do have a sailor mouth, I'm going to try my best to kind of keep that to a minimum, and that's part of the same reason why I'm also not showing the chat in the stream, mainly because people are probably going to be talking about irrelevant things, and I mostly want to keep things on topic, but also just just to kind of keep stuff clean for backup purposes. So I guess we're going to just start off here. We've been staring at Homestar blinking for a while, and so I suppose I will first lead things off by explaining where the series came from. Oh, and by the way, if you've read any of my Homestar Rerunner blog, you're going to be hearing a lot of similar stuff in this. I'm not like referring to the blog or anything, but obviously I wrote that, and I'm probably going to think a lot of the same stuff. So, but yeah, the series started summer 1996. Two brothers, Matt and Mike Chapman, living in Georgia, and I think their friend Craig Zobel, I don't remember if he was involved in the first thing or not, they were basically just kind of bored and put together like a kid's book as sort of a joke, and then they photocopied it and gave it to like 15 people, and that was pretty much it. There was no plans to turn it into anything bigger, but it slowly escalated from there. So let's okay, are people having trouble with the stream? I mean, it's just a still image. Like, there's nothing to look at right now. It should be fine. But anyway, so we're going to start off with the original book here. And let me make sure that the size on this is actually decent. Okay. Oh yeah, so it's Mike and Craig. I'm pretty sure Matt was at least involved somewhat, but either way, we'll not worry about that too much. So I will read the story when we get to it proper, but this is just showing like the covers and stuff. Are we sure this one's a little less embarrassing? Okay. So, everybody loves the Homestar Runner. He is a terrific athlete. One day, his friend Pom Pom asked him to enter the Strongest Man in the World contest. The Homestar Runner agreed, and the two trained for days and days to become the strongest men in the world. On the way to the contest, another competitor, Strongbad, made fun of them. "I'm the very strongest. You guys are not very strong." The contestants, Mr. Bland, the robot, Senior, Pom Pom, Strongbad, the Homestar Runner. Specifically the Homestar Runner, that's important. Upon their arrival, the rules were explained. The Grape Fairy starts everyone off with 20 grapes, then adds one at a time. Whoever holds the most grapes wins. The Grape Fairy granted each of them 20 grapes. Mr. Bland did not hold up. The Grape Fairy added another grape. I'm so tempted this entire time to quote the Strumstar Hammer version of this, but we'll get to that eventually. Senor, not Senior, Senor was not the strongest man in the world. Suddenly, the robot shut down and dropped his grapes. Homestar knew something was up. As we all know, the robot has a extension cable that's like 3 feet long, and he has to be plugged in at all times. There were only 3 contestants left. Another grape was added. Homestar noticed that Strongbad was getting some extra help. I will drop my grapes and uncover that cheat. The Homestar Runner yanked the cheat out from under the pile of grapes. Oh no! Screamed Strongbad. Strongbad was squished and Pom Pom won. Knowing that he could not have done it without the Homestar Runner's help, Pom Pom shared the trophy. And that's the entire story. It was something to behold. So, not much really needs to be said about this. This book was never published or anything. It was just kind of making fun of, like, cheesy kids' books at the time, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, the official story is they were bored. Now, to explain some of the character design here, it's been explained in, like, interviews and stuff. So these characters we pretty much never see again, unless it's specifically referring back to this story. Then we have the main cast. Homestar is specifically named after... They had a friend who would do, like, a impersonation of sort of like a radio announcer, and didn't really know anything about sports, and so he'd go like, Mark Lemke, the Homestar Runner for the Braves, or something, and that's just kind of where that name came from. Then Strongbad is specifically a reference to a tag team. There was an NES game called, I think it's was it Tag Team Wrestling or Pro Wrestling? We'll see it in a reference at some point later on, but there was an NES game where there was a team called the Strongbads. And then Pom Pom here, we're going to be seeing a lot of him in the early stuff, and then he kind of drops off the face of the earth, like, a couple years in, because he doesn't have much of a personality and doesn't talk. And then we got to see a little bit of the cheat also, which he's just kind of an anvil or cheese. I don't know. Cheat's kind of weird. But that's pretty much all there is to say about this thing. Then the next thing that was added to the series, it's on the website known as just Super NES. This was a animation made in Mario Paint, and it was made for Christmas. One of the brothers made it for the other. Let me see who it was. It was okay, so Matt, Mike, and Craig made it for their other brother, Donnie, apparently, as a Christmas thing. And I've played with Mario Paint before. It's a doozy. Let me go ahead and actually navigate to the version of it on the website here. I'm sorry for people having trouble with the stream. Not really much I can do about it. So let me make sure it's showing up in the stream properly here. I've got some nav bar stuff on the bottom. So, I'll explain this after the fact. Or rather, I can probably explain it now. You're not going to be missing much with me, talking over the song here. Homestar Runner, athlete. But, so apparently... They wanted to make this, apparently they wanted to make this seem like it was a, God, how do you describe it? They described it as being sort of like just an awkward TV show that you would discover one day that was, like, badly translated from another language, and they wanted to kind of give it, like, some, not really lore. Look, Homestar, it's Strongbad! But, the Japanese does not say anything, don't worry. Weekdays. Okay. Yeah, there's an explanation of this at some point. Like I said, I don't know how to properly word it, but they wanted to just kind of give it, like, a weird, off-putting vibe, like not creepy, but just like something that you would discover on TV at like 4 a.m. and be like, what the heck is this? And so they were apparently just kind of sang that song and then like pitched it up and tried to sound Japanese. I don't know. It's unusual. So that's what that was. It is not their only foray into Mario Paint, but it's the only one for a while. And so the next thing that they did was Where My Hat Is At, which was just the second book they made. And let me, again, make sure. Some of this early stuff is going to be kind of awkwardly cropped. I'm hoping it'll fix itself once I get to the more standard format. But this one, I actually don't know if this one was ever properly, like, printed out or if it was just kind of designed for the website, but either way, this came from allegedly January 2000. I don't know if that's true. But anyway, everyone loves the Homestar Runner. He is a terrific athlete. On the day of the big game, the Homestar Runner lost his hat. Without it, he wouldn't be allowed to play. I like the coloring outside the lines here. That's good. It wasn't under the couch or on top of the teleset. Well, my hat is at. Get ready for a lot of weird, like, Britishisms. It wasn't in the pool or cooking on the grill. Well, my hat is... not going to do it every time. It wasn't in the post box or under the auto. Where my hat is at. Pom Pom hadn't seen it. Neither had Coach Z, spelled oddly. Bubs from the concession stand hadn't seen it. If you can't find your hat, you're not allowed to play in today's big game, capitalized, said the umpire. Looks like I won't be able to play then, the Homestar Runner said reluctantly. I could go for a few cold ones right about now, said the Homestar Runner, so he opened the icebox to grab a couple. When he opened the icebox, he noticed something strange, but he couldn't put his finger on it. Between the milk and the cold ones was his hat. There my hat is at! So he grabbed his hat and a couple cold ones and ran to the big game. He got there just in time to score the winning run. Where did you find your hat? Asked Coach Z. Between the milk and the cold ones. The end. What a delightful story that was. Like I said, a lot of this early stuff is really weird. It'll take a while before it kind of picks up, but I figure we got to cover everything. Buy Carrick a cold one. All right. But yeah, so both the original book and this one kind of got like a full cartoon remake later on down the line, making fun of the absurdities of them. We'll get to those when we get to those, but that's going to be going out of order if we do them now. So, let's see. Next up, we've got... okay, so like I said, that was all kind of like the pre-website stuff. The website itself launched in January 2000, which is a very nice time to start that off. Everything's nice and clean, starting with the beginning of the millennium or whatever. And again, it kind of took a while to grow into its own, but this was apparently the original intro. I can't confirm this because I didn't look at the website during that time, but here's what we had as the first real animation on the site, I believe. Hello! 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 Okay, that's enough of that. So, that's about all I can say about that one. And, there was an old version of, like, the main page, apparently. It's in the museum here. I'm going to kind of cover that stuff later. Right now, we're just going to kind of skip around a little bit. I'm putting off Marshmallow's Last Stand because it's really bad. But, here's at least some of the first original main pages. Okay, why is my cropping off? Is it just... I think that looks about right. Make sure the very bottom of the screen is cut off. I don't know why that is. Let me fix that up. My zoom. I think it's... no, it's fine for right now. Okay. So, we've got a bunch of main pages here. A lot of these are based off of weird things that are introduced later on. A main reason why I'm going through this chronologically is because so much of the site's humor is based off of in-jokes. They'll kind of set something up and then refer back to it later on. So, like if I was going to go to one of these later ones, it would be based off of stuff that hasn't been introduced yet. So, yeah, we're just going through the first few main pages here. That old intro apparently linked to the first three. So, at some point, the first 3 pages were probably introduced all at once. And, you'll notice that the design on Homestar is different from what it was in the intro. Where's the... Yeah, whatever, you saw it. He basically, like, in the older stuff, he kind of has, like, a smaller underbite and just kind of more rounded in general. They did go back and update a lot of this later. And then, of course, you've got the buttons that changed over time. They've got this stuff up here. This button wasn't there originally. But, anyway, each one of these pages kind of have, like, different things that'll happen when you mouse over them.
Characters?
Just kind of random, goofy junk. And, I have to admit, when I first found this website back in 2002, these intro screens didn't give me the best impression of it. Because there were a lot of old Flash sites like this that were meant for, like, toddlers, and I thought this was one of them because it just kind of had that same aesthetic going on. But every once in a while you'd get something that's a little more you get something that's a little off, like this one in particular. That the random bloody Moby Dick that pops up.
Characters?
Can we hit the whale? Yeah, whatever. Waiting for wear a bikini. There it is. Wear a bikini is just a random running gag in some of the early stuff. I couldn't tell you why. Okay, so that's about all I can really show for the main pages. We'll get to more of them as they're introduced. I will mention that I'm a little confused about the chronology of some of this because all the main pages did have these buttons originally, and then this is the museum, which is the older stuff. The store, I have to imagine, did exist from the beginning, but like before they had built up any kind of fan base, I don't know what they would have been selling. And then same with the downloads. The downloads page is really archaic at this point. It hasn't been updated since like 2004. We'll get to that one later. But the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. The characters page has gone through a few major revisions. The tunes and games menus have changed. We'll kind of go over those at some point. So, I think we've put it off long enough. It's time for Marshmallow's last stand. Let's get ready for this. Is my size on this alright? Let me go ahead and make it a full screen. So yeah, they put a warning behind this one because they don't think it's very good. I have to agree with that. It's not the worst thing on the website, but this was the first time that they ever really voiced the characters, and they hadn't really worked out their style of humor yet. So, just kind of... don't judge it too harshly. I swear it gets better. We get a lot of, oh, look at the little babies with their marshmallows. It's your bloody strong. Like, just really, really weird voice acting. But let's go ahead and get started. Also,
These are some great marshmallows, eh, Pom Pom?
I immediately want to point this out. Oh, I didn't explain this, by the way. This progress bar, this actually isn't part of the website normally. For anybody who's interested in this, there's a Chrome plugin called the Homestar All-in-One. It's pretty useful to have. It lets you fast forward and rewind and stuff. Anyway, what is it with the first installments of things having these weird, like, changing background elements? Because I swear the first episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog also does this, and I think the first Arthur book did. It's just kind of a weird thing that, like, a lot of cartoons will do, and then they'll just drop after, like, the first episode. Might want to bump up the sound of the cartoon. Does anyone else agree with that? Let's let this one play out a little bit. I did some testing beforehand.
Pom Pom, why don't you look over there for no reason?
Little low. Okay, let me turn it up. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, hold on. First of all, I like how in the shadows Strongmad's facing the wrong way. That's good.
Oh, look at the baby eating there, Marshmallow.
It's the brother Strong Bad and Strong Made.
You better believe it, man. We're the greatest tag team wrestlers in the world.
That's great, Strong Bad. Have a good time.
No, you morons. We are challenging you to the tag team match.
No thanks.
Strongbad is very Hispanic in the early cartoons.
You give me this.
Hey, give me back my stall.
Of course. But first you have to beat us in the ring.
What do you say, Pom Pom, old friend?
What do you say, Pom Pom?
You're wrong.
The old Homestar voice is kind of amazing. Also, yeah, somebody in the chat mentioned, oh, we get to hear this crowd sound for a while here, that their old monitor couldn't really distinguish between black and gray. That is true. They also were running a computer that couldn't really... It was just generally bad, and so we'll actually get some audio desync later in this, because when they played it back on their computer, the audio was correct, but that's only because it was lagging so bad. So there's going to be sound effects that play, like, completely out of sync with the actions.
Welcome to the war for the star. In this corner, at a combined weight of 1 million pounds, hailing from parts unknown, the brothers Strong Mad and Strong Bad. And now the hometown favorites at a combined weight of 104 pounds. Homestar Runner and Pom Pom.
Oh. Okay, so we got our first appearances of a few characters here. Plus some, strange revisits on characters from the storybook. I don't know who this redneck dude is, or this robot, or this lady back here, or whoever this is behind Marzipan. I don't know. We got some weird crowd people here. And Fisher-Price Bell, okay.
Uh-oh.
I like how I remembered that. This is not exactly one I go back and watch frequently. So I have to say, for a first animation, this isn't bad. In terms of humor, it's not great. But, like I said, they're kind of getting used to it.
Huh?
I like all the stock sound effects, too. Oh, there's the Nebulon sound. Was this before or after Febrosi? I think it was after. Also, just kind of using copyrighted music. They don't do that very often in the newer stuff. That's the whirlwind, buddy! Oh, have we got sound effects out of sync now? Yeah, that's like a full second behind.
I ate too many marshmallows.
I like the flash gradient on the bomb also. That sounded like a Super Metroid explosion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Homestar Runner and Pom Pom.
Yeah, Strong Bad's dead. We never see him again in the rest of the series.
Now how about my stallback, Strong Bad?
It's the wrong bad.
Homestar Runner.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who that is. Chad Eichhoff. I don't recognize that name from, like, anything else. Alright, let's, get rid of that crowd sound. Jesus. What if the rest of the series was Strong Bad's dying dream from losing half his head to a bomb? That would be interesting. Okay, so moving right on, next thing on here is the original version of The King of Town. And, gotta say, I'm not a big fan of this one. Oh. Not a big fan of this one either. Actually, I'd argue that this one's even worse. But, we'll just get it over with.
My sheep are missing!
That line couldn't get voice acting.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
Oh, okay.
How's the animation of current Homestar Runner? A lot better than this.
I found that the sheep were not eaten by a dragon.
Phew!
But they were eaten.
Oh no! What could have done such a thing?
Why don't you ask yourself, King?
Oh yeah! They were delicious!
Behold, our first Easter egg. Yeah, I've seen the Mellow Mushroom site. We're going to be looking at that later, actually. But yeah, the animation got a lot better, kind of mid-2001. It won't be that long before we get that. This was worse than the last one, yeah. Whew. Alright. Oh, the again button. Let's do it! No, let's not. Oh god, kick the can. Oh no. Oh, I forgot this was the next one. Okay. So, remember when I said that they wanted to make Homestar seem like it kind of had like this weird history to it? That's what happened with this. So this was another one of their very early tunes. They're like, the idea behind this is like, what if this was a series that was like decades old and had been resurrected? And so they made these 1930. I should have started playing this a long time ago. They made these 1930s-esque short animations here. I'll just let this one play out. Good. So, every one of these is a different animation, and they're all, pretty much identical. We're gonna go through all these. Now, I was hoping that my track bar on the bottom would allow me to kind of skip through the introductions, so we don't have to watch the countdown and this little title card every time. a cartoon for kids. But yeah, it's pretty. You've pretty much seen one of these, and you've seen them all. But they are all slightly different. And the best one is the Herbert Hoover one. I think that one's toward the end. Now, I actually really like the 1930s cartoons in the Homestar series. Not so much these. There will be more later on. They get better. Okay, that one, his legs just became tilted slightly. I know that in the DVD versions of these, they had to change the song. Because this is a... Okay. I think this is called The Entertainer. It's probably in public domain, but they changed it to just a little... They call it like the old-timey song, basically. It's used in like the openings of some of the other black and white cartoons. Around. This won't take too long to get through, I don't think. In total, it should be 5 minutes. It's just very repetitive. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to upload this to YouTube. I have to just kind of hope that it doesn't get, like, flagged. Because I am viewing all this, like, on a website that's free to view. It should be fair game. Oh. I've gotten, and it's like, I don't monetize my videos anyway, so I'm not worried about them getting, like, demonetized or whatever. I just don't want to get, like, a copyright strike or anything. I like that one. I think we might be coming up on Herbert Hoover here. Also, I think not all of these were on the site originally. I think they, like, I think they started out with just, like, maybe half of these and then kind of added more slowly as time went on. There's probably some kind of documentation of that. I'm not looking at the wiki pages, though. I'm kind of just going off of memory for most of this. And I know that I'm not really covering anything super thrilling or engaging right now, but just a reminder, I'm going to try my best to not really address off-topic questions in the chat, so like the Mario All-Stars thing. Oh, there's Herbert Hoover. Was it worth all the build-up? Yeah, I know other people have stuff uploaded. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Parsnip soup, eh? We'll make parsnip pie! I think just one more after this. The Gosh one was pretty good. I was about to say, that one's just gonna hold this pose for a while here, and then he just kind of rotates in the last second. With the Marzipan Radish, we're sure to win the competition! Yeah, we're gonna get to that real soon. Oh. Alright. Well, thank goodness that's over. Alright, so next one is the Yello Dello. And this and the King of Town kind of have something in common, but we're going to cover that in a little bit. But this is the original Yello Dello version. It did get a like a remastered version later. I actually like this one. It's very stupid, but it's funny because of its exaggerated art style.
Hey, what's the problem here, Homestar? Oh man, Cozy, I guess I just don't understand the ladies.
Voice acting.
Geez, I figured it was girl trouble. Step into my office. So, tell me what's the matter.
Well, it's Marzipan's birthday, and I don't know what to get her.
Well, Homestar, I tell you, girls are
Little known
like
fact.
great
Okay,
sports
sorry.
league. You can't just rush into the score zone. You kidding me? You'd be clever. You gotta stick and move and zig to get past the defenses so you can score.
Because I don't understand.
Don't just get her a flower. Get her some rare flower from the tallest mountain. That way she knows how much she means to you.
The alien never shows up again now. Okay, so let me explain here. I mentioned there's like a redone version of this later, and we're gonna see that later in this stream. But the reason that the drawings are so dumb in this one is because when they were like storyboarding this cartoon, they intentionally drew everybody with like really exaggerated proportions, and then just decided to keep that in the cartoon.
I think I
So
have
you
to
get dumb
use
stuff like this.
The yellow Dello.
Found only in northeastern Britannia, the yellow dillo is the most rare and beautiful bird in this entire cartoon.
Oh boy, it's our first strong sad roll. Dorchigal.
Oh, I don't know, Homestar. That looks really dangerous.
Oh man, the old strong sad voice. I don't know,
Oh, come on, guys. We do it for Marzipan.
Well, I already got Marzipan presents, and I don't really think that... Right. We do it for Marzipan.
You know what I got you for your birthday?
I heard Homestar's getting you the yellow dillo for your birthday. You wanna know what I got you? Naughty!
Oh, it's so bad. I love it so much.
Okay, we got it. Now let's go home and get ready for the party.
Apparently they,
Happy birthday!
Apparently, Missy Palmer was not around yet. Oh, what was that scream?
Gee, what do you think her problem was? I guess I
Just don't understand the ladies.
You know, Marzipan has really nice hands. Alright. But yeah, there's a DVD commentary on this that's freaking amazing. I can't wait until we get to that. It's honestly one of my favorite things on the site. Oh god, now we got the Reddest Radish. Okay. We're really pumping through these bad early tunes. I think Reddest Radish might be one of my least favorites. So, they really were just kind of experimenting with different art styles and, like, concepts in these early ones here, as we're gonna see. Oh, there's Missy.
Oh! This note leads me to believe that Homestar Runner is sick. I better go check on him.
Okay, get the vegetable.
Okay, guys.
Let's cheat it.
Ouch. Homestar Runner, are you okay? Homestar, are you in there? It's me, Marzipan.
I don't know why he lives in an egg.
With Marzipan's Radish, we're gonna win the competition.
Competition!
And then maybe get famous. A little. Competition begins in 15 minutes. Bring your radishes to the staging area.
Pom Pom, where's Marzipan? She's supposed to be here.
I forgot Homestar was really whiny in this one for some
Homestar,
reason.
Let me in. Ouch. Homestar Runner, are you in there? I'm leaving.
We got the radish.
We got the radish.
And we're gonna win the contest.
You know what, Pom Pom? You're right. Kicking this can would make me feel better.
What the? Holy crap! Holy crap!
What was that?
Radish is Marzipan.
Get away, Homestar!
Pom Pom just kind of doesn't talk.
I got the radish back from Strong Bite.
What on earth are you talking about? That's not the Reddest Radish. This is. I'm the winner.
But yeah, Pom Pom has a single voice clip, which is just bubbles being blown in a glass of milk, and it's just repeated every single time he speaks. Every other character has no problem understanding him, but yeah, like I said, he kind of stops showing up later on because there's not really much you can do with the character. All right, let's do some more main pages. So, this is actually one of them. So we got 4, 5, and 6. Here's the Waffle House one.
Tunes. Yay!
Waffle on one.
Waffle on one.
Characters.
That's totally Surge.
Download. Door.
Quarter feet, white cover, smart cover.
I'm gonna do that one again, because I have no idea what they're saying there. It's like quarter cheese, smothered covered. I have no idea.
Quarter feet, white cover, smart cover.
Also, there's a trick you can do on these where you can click and drag the buttons to cause the effects to be on there constantly. Anyway, here's page number 4.
Tunes. Yay!
Quarter cheese plate scattered, smothered, covered, apparently.
Characters.
The system is down. The system is down. Okay, that was not originally the song there, because that song did not exist at this time. That came later on. That used to be something called Renegade Master, apparently, and then they changed it.
Download. Door. Door. Email.
Alright. Not terribly exciting. Poot Slap, I think, is in Dancin Bubs, maybe? I know Poot Slap is in, the Luau, I think. We'll get to Luau soon. Anyway.
Yay! Characters. Download.
That's the Gex bouncing sound effect.
Door.
Keep on knocking on heaven's door. Holy crap!
Walking down the heaven's door. Alright, so next up we got Fortune Cookies. This is a game, in quotes. So up to this point we've only been seeing tunes. And Matt and Mike did not really know how to make games, which is perfectly understandable. They were animators. They shouldn't know how to do everything. But they tried, and they just didn't try very well. So we've got some stuff, early stuff here, which is, where are these ghosts? Not really games as much as they are just kind of like interactive things. There's like, I think 30 of these you can get. Most of them aren't very interesting. If anybody wants to go through and read all these for whatever reason, then, I mean, you're welcome to, but I'm not gonna bother to look through the full list. I will mention, though, that one of these has a chance of giving you a link to a website called Thorax Corp. I'm hoping to see if I think it's the middle one that gives it. It doesn't matter if I don't get it, because I'm just going to go to the website anyway. But I'm going to show that off briefly. So let's go ahead and just do that. So Thorax Corp is not related to Homestar really at all. It's just kind of another site that the Chapmans made, and it's very, very stupid. Oh wait, I forgot. I have to have the pop-ups allowed here. Let's get that pop-up again. I'm not going to read all this out loud. But yeah, this site's kind of a work of art. It's we got stuff like this. Broken links. This is broken. So is this. Same deal here. Yep. I work though. No, you don't. Here's their staff. I like how this picture is specifically a GIF to make it look like it's loading in slowly. Oh. How old were the Chapmans when this was made? They were born in, I think, 73 and 76, something like that. I think when the first book was made, that one or both of them were in college. So, yeah, I think they're in their 40s now. As for when this was made, just go back to, like, 2000, 2001 probably, and then there you have your answer. No, I mean, this site is bad on purpose. Like, it's not just a really bad website. Like, it's meant to be a parody of bad websites. There's another one that they do later on that's kind of a work of art. Let's see if there's anything else here worth looking at. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to look at the whole website. I think that's enough of that. So, let's go ahead and do Homestar Talker. It's exactly what it looks like.
Making out with Marzipan. It's totally awesome.
Yeah, there used to be that used to be the phrase to get through this, and then they changed it at one point. Now it's
Pom Pom and Jorb are totally going out.
And as such, there was an old phrase that would get through this, and then they changed it. So let me do the original one. It was
Homestar is nothing
nothing.
but a total loser.
I think that was the old one. Anyway, let me see if I remember it. It's
But Homestar come with the
where is it?
stupid competition.
So your reward for doing all that is a strong bad main page, and there's no other way to access this.
Oh man, I hate this guy.
Hey, look, it's Kyle the Yellow Dart
This
Smith.
guy. Oh, I love this game. I got the high score, man. 50,000. Try and beat that.
Keep that in mind for later. This is a nighttime driving type game. We're going to be seeing that later.
Oh, check it out. This guy's guitar is totally talking.
Is that Peter Frampton? I know there's an early running gag of Strong Bad having a Frampton obsession. I assume that's what that is. Poot, slap, don't. What's that staunch? Poot, slap, don't. What's that staunch?
Help yourself to those chips, man. I mean, they've been there since, like, the Cheat's birthday party, but...
Also, that cockroach has a name. It's Gavin.
I mean, they've been there since, like, the Cheat's birthday... Oh, why, hello there, brother. See that you looking good tonight.
No, this is not Stinko Man. This is Strong Bad. Stinko Man is a different character. Alright, let's see, what do we got next? Ooh, here's a good one. We're still on the games here. These are Bronco Trolleys. So it's Homestar's favorite after-school snack, which first of all implies that he goes to school, which is highly questionable. Also, they have never been mentioned before this, and were never mentioned after this. From what I understand, the Bronco Trolley was just like a weird dream that one of the brothers had. So this is the entire game. There is a way to cheese it. How exciting. How long does this go? 30 seconds? So, yeah, not really much of a game. I don't think there's much else to say about that one. Let's see. Cheese it for what purpose? Personal gain. Oops. Okay, what was that? .223 ammo. Sounds like something Joel would search up. Alright, again. Oh boy, the Hairstyle Runner. So, what you see here is pretty much what you get. There's, not really a whole lot to do here. This is just based off of the Woolly Willy toy that is probably still found in dollar stores to this day. I'll go ahead and look at the gallery, I guess. Why not? Apparently people submitted these. I never had the patience to go through or make anything with this for more than like 2 seconds. Is this the smartass one? Are these separate images? You used to be able to hover over these and get like little captions on them. I think this one said smartass. There was like a rare instance of swearing on the website. But yeah, there you go. That's Hairstyle Runner. Next we've got Astro Lite, which is, again, something I never wanted to bother with for more than, like, 2 seconds. Because, I mean, look at it, you can kind of see why. Trying to draw anything of value in this is probably going to take the better part of your lifetime, so not really worth the effort. You can see I'm slowly trying to make a big dip here, but we're just not going to. There was actually an old version of this. Let me pull that up real quick here. Where's the old version? The old version is actually better, in my opinion, because this one, you click and drag the dots, and they kind of lock into a grid. And you have like these shapes you can kind of draw over. So like I don't know why they redid it and made it worse, but there you go. That's about all I have to say on that one. Okay, Dancin Bubs. We're just kind of really blowing through all these. What's the size on this? I needed to zoom in a while ago and just never did. Stream will be archived, yes. Okay, so we've not really seen much of Bubs yet. His early character is that he likes to dance, and then this was abandoned like very, very shortly. So let's just kind of get him doing a little bit of groove going on here. They're just kind of experimenting with what you can do with Flash. It's, again, not much of a game, but not really anything too offensive, I suppose. I like the spin animation. That's good. Okay, so the backgrounds here. I like that one. What does that say? P-R-E-U-C... Prius? I can't tell what that says. Here's an interesting background, because it has a character, a couple characters that we'll never see really again. Again, the song didn't exist at the time.
Come
Neither did this one. Oh. No, please stop. Okay. But yeah, so here's, aside from, like, characters that we actually do recognize, we've got, Homeschool Winner, who is, referred to a couple times as, like, a character that was designed and was going to be part of the cast, but then was just kind of abandoned. There's, like, a couple callbacks to him at some point, but it's never more than a cameo. And then, Strong Bad with No Neck. This is Champeen, who showed up here and literally nowhere else up until a DVD feature called Why Come Only One Girl, which I guess I'll cover when we get to that, assuming I can do the DVD stuff. Basically, it was an attempt to have more than one female character, and then they just kind of abandoned her because of, like, Wind Waker. Don't ask about it. It makes sense in context. So now we have another cartoon, and this one is actually good, which is weird because it was, okay, what's the game? Oh, good, Strong Libs. We'll get to Strong Libs in a bit. So I'd like to mention this one is not on the website anymore. This is the wiki has a mirror for it. Is part of the screen cut off on this? Hold on. Why is the screen cut off? Oh. Okay. I probably shouldn't have touched it. Now it's messed up. This will have to do. Anyway. Go ahead and just play the tune here. Craig Zobel? I didn't know Craig wasn't his actual first name. Okay, then.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a jumping jack contest. I will find what contestant
What is the Twitch you're doing?
who can sustain their jumping jack for the longest time. Any contestant that ceases to jump jack, even for a moment, is out of the competition. On your mark, get set, go!
Yeah, the announcer shows up a lot in this early stuff.
Whew. I quit. Alright, Storm says. That's twice as many as last year.
Ah, the cheat. Is everything ready? Oh, good. Now go and win us this competition.
Oh, a cheat.
What's up?
Is everything ready?
A glass of melonade for me?
Yeah, there were a lot of competitions in these early cartoons. They kind of cut down on those after a while.
Oh, another one.
Again, I actually have melonade right now. It's a brisk iced tea, strawberry melon flavored.
Oh, I drank too many melonade.
Hey, you're not looking so good, Homestar. I think you better drop out.
Seriously, Pom Pom, I'm about to pee my pants. Great idea, Pom Pom.
I did get it specifically for this, yes. Yeah, pee.
Hey, Bubs. Look like quite a line is building up at your concession stand.
The exaggerated strong bad voice is so good.
Hot dog! What can I get for you fine gentlemen? Oh, I'm such a dummy. And so it's
I mean,
for competition.
I think the P...
Hot contestants left.
I think the P joke isn't really too out of line for the website. Like, I doubt that's the reason they got rid of it.
How about you, Stormbad?
How about you, Strongbad?
I am Strongbad.
Yeah, this was on the site for a long time.
Pom Pom, of course that's Strongbad. Okay, Strongbad. Are you Strongbad?
I am Strongbad.
See?
Yeah, I think they got rid of this one around like 2004 or something. And it was never explained why. It's on the DVD,
I don't know
so
how
I don't
much
know.
longer I can make it, Pom Pom. The Strongbad's still looking good.
I like how you can hear the hum of the
I
microphone.
want to thank the cheat for helping me to cheat. Oh, no, wait, I shouldn't say that. Let's try this again. I want to thank Strongman for helping me to cheat. There, that's better.
Homestar Runner is thinking fast.
I like those water effects on the bottom. Those look cool.
Ah, that's my cue.
I give up, Pom Pom. I'm about to jump my last jack. Pom Pom, what are you doing?
Hey, it's the cheat. And it looks like he's cheating.
I like how he just had a Homestar mask as backup.
If that's the cheat, then where's Strongbad?
Oh good, it's out of sync again.
Wins all the contest. That's me, Strongbad.
Except maybe that one contest. Or maybe more than one contest. I love that
There
line.
he is.
Oh, holy crap.
What a great prize this is.
But the trophy really belongs to my best friend, Pom Pom.
And give me that. Bubbly bubble. Double bubble.
You said it, Pom Pom. We are best friends.
But yeah, I don't know why they got rid of that one. I thought it was good. It's it still suffers from the old jank of like the weird voices and kind of bad animation at times, but it's not worse than like Reddest Radish or King of Town, so I don't know why they got rid of it. It's kind of weird. It could have been the P joke, but I don't know. Alright, next up we've got Strong Libs. We saw a bit of this earlier. God, I don't really want to do these. Oh, and they've got 3 each. Okay. I'll do one for each character, I guess. Let's see. Place, house, bees, brown, leg. Okay, no. Body part will be leg. Noun can be, bathtub, leg. How do you spell pusillanimous? I probably spelled that wrong. Celebrity, we'll go with, let's see, who's relevant? I'll go with somebody who isn't relevant at all, so Sinbad. Another noun we'll do cracker. We have to go with P. And, alright. I was at house, eating capitalized B's. That's racist. I mean, I think that one was pretty good. Alright, I think the strong mad ones are really basic. Oh, why does this one have so many? Jeez. Let's see. Name be, Clement. 856. What? How does it... Tom Brokaw? I don't know if that's actually his name. We're gonna go with it anyway. I don't know what a snave is. I don't know what opaque is. Oh, yeah, it does say all caps. Well, too bad. We're gonna deal with it. I didn't notice that at the bottom. That's my fault. Whatever. I've got nothing for any of this. What's weird verb? We'll go with, okay. The War Walrus. Why did this need to be a new newscaster? Okay. Amounted to about as much as I expected. And let's do strong side. Okay, not as many here. So let's make this one good. So the verb is going to be trip. Go with planet. I'm trying to just make these things that won't make any sense. Pusillanimous again. No, what's another good adjective? Comedian. Okay, well, who's somebody who's not funny? We'll go with Sinbad again. Phantoms make beavers in the night. Okay, that one was not so good. Anyway, there's more of these, but I don't care to look at them at the moment. Let's do another terrible video here. This is the theme song video. It's basically a remake of the Mario Paint cartoon, except it's, in my opinion, like, even kind of worse. And it has really bad desync issues, because I think the animation stops, like, a good 5 seconds before the cartoon does. I like that explosion gif. They've got Dokal and Dokal too. Yeah, see, they can show a pile of poop sitting on a plate, but they can't show a jar of pee. Okay, yeah, the song keeps going. The animation's done, though. This is very much a God, this song is loud. I don't know if I'm loud enough, but yeah, this was another case of them just having a bad computer and not being able to tell because the animation played back too slowly. The DVD version of this added in a couple scenes to pad it out, but yeah, I honestly don't know why this is still on the website. This is really bad. But I think with that, we're past most of the really bad old stuff. Now, we're still going to be kind of looking at some of it when I look at the museum here in a minute, but most of the really ancient tunes are out of the way here. Well, no. See, when people say this is an acquired taste, like, we're looking at the worst stuff here. Like, I swear it gets better. We're getting the old bad stuff out of the way. This one's good.
For years, he's thrilled and captivated himself with his music. And now, it's your turn! Every time that I look at myself, I can't believe how awesome I am. I mean, how awesome I am. Strong Bad sings. Featuring hundreds of your favorite Strong Bad hits.
Let's make believe that we're in love so I can break up with you.
You've got an ugly butt, and it's stupid, but available for the first time anywhere outside his base. Somebody told me that you were so stupid, but I didn't believe them. But now I believe them. Available on 3 records, 7 CDs, 12 cassettes, or 38-track tapes. You might expect to pay almost $100 for this rare collection. It's all yours for only one easy installment of $193.75. Act now and receive Strong Man forgets the words to his favorites, absolutely free.
To order your copy of Strong Bad Things, call 1-800-428-6422 or send chat, cash, or money order to 469 The Place to Be. Refunds not available in Maine or Arkansas.
So yeah, I enjoyed that one. It had some pretty good moments in it. I definitely remembered it verbatim. There were many times where I was tempted to kind of join in, but I kept it to only 2. I definitely love, you might expect to pay almost $100, but it's all yours for only $193.75. This scene apparently, should go to older versions of the site. I mean, I'm going to cover basically everything, don't worry. This scene, apparently they had to change that to hot cross buns because the stupid happy birthday copyright. Also in this scene, this phone number used to be bad song, but then it turned out that if you dialed that, you would get like a limousine company in New York, and people complained, so they had to change it. I think that's about all I can say about this one. But yeah, I think that's is this our first like short cartoon that is actually good? Because I mean, I like the jumping jack contest, but that's a longer one. Anyway, next we got our first of the Marzipan's answering machines.
Hi, this is Marzipan. I'm out looking at the fall colors. Please leave me a message, and I'll call you right back.
So yeah, we're going to be getting quite a few of these, and there's no animation at all, so we're just going to kind of kick back and listen to these. They're usually pretty funny. This first one I remember having a lot of improv.
Mrs. Pan, hello. Yes, this is, Mr. Nobody from the Toilet Patrol, and, we're just calling because we need you to do a checkup on your toilet. So if you could, stick your head in the toilet and flush the toilet. And then give us a call back and let us know if your toilet is alright. Okay. Have a good day.
Yeah, I actually do like the answering machines. They get really good. This first one, again, with a lot of the old stuff, is a little rough. That first call was not particularly great, I don't think. But I'm pretty sure we still get some good stuff here. And yeah, the wheels are not turning properly. That's a little annoying.
Oh, hey, Marzipan. It's Homestar, and it is 2:30, and me and Pom Pom are about to leave, so we'll see you there. And, what? Pom Pom says don't be late. Pom Pom, you're crazy. Okay, we'll see you there. Bye.
Not sure what was supposed to be funny about that, but okay.
What? Oh, it's a machine. Oh, hey, Marzipan, it's Strong Sad.
Strong Sad, what happened to your voice?
I was wondering if do you still have my CDs? Because I think you still have them, and it's been 3 months, and I like those CDs, and I even got you those same CDs for your birthday, and you still have mine, so if you could give them back, or, I mean, I guess, you know, take your time. You don't have to give them back if you don't want to. Have a good day, bye.
I'm just trying to resize it while we're listening to these here. I hate Strong Sad. Apparently his early voice is supposed to be an impression of Michael Stipe. I don't actually know who that is, though.
Hey, Marzipan. It's Homestar again, and me and Pom Pom are here, and you're supposed to be here, but you're not here. So, I guess we're gonna go in. We'll get you a ticket, and we'll go in, or maybe I'll wait outside. No, or maybe I'll go in. But Pom Pom's got his cell, so give us a call on his cell phone if you get this message, and if not, I'll tell you if it was good. Okay, bye.
Michael Stipe is a member of the band REM. Okay.
Marzipan, hey, this is Strong Bad. Calling you for the first time today. No reason. I would have called you before, because this is the first time for calling to you. So anyway, I need some help baking. I can't get these cookies to come out right, and now I'm out of eggs. So, if you got any bright ideas, give me a call. Because I've only called you once, so you can call me back once now, too. Okay. Okay, bye.
But as we later learn from Strong Bad, his appearance in the Yello Dello with the oven mitts, he never wore oven mitts in his life, and that was just done through like CG. Oops. What happened?
Okay, hey there, Marzipan. It's the Coach Z here, and I'm leaving you a machine or a message on your machine there, and I got a favor to ask you about Homestar. He's kind of been dragging his tuchus around the field at practice there, and I was wondering if you could do something, to kind of cheer him up. Maybe something that you girls do for the guys.
Could do a little dance.
Things. I don't know, you could do some type of a silly dance, or put something in his pants. I don't know what you do there, but I really appreciate it, because he's been looking kind of blue out there on the field. So, okay then, good day.
I love that one. Yeah, I don't know. The Coach Z voice is just kind of its own entity. It's kind of like an exaggerated, like, Minnesotan or, like, Canadian accent. But it just kind of evolved into its own thing, and he just sticks R's in words for no reasons, like the Ferald. But anyway, I think that's about it for this one.
Hi, this is Marzipan.
Shut up. Is Coach Z a coach? A school coach. Yes and no. Kind of like in name only. You see it occasionally. So the thing is, like, it's never clear how old the characters are meant to be. Like, sometimes you see them working at, like, they have a job, sometimes they have school. It's just, they're just kind of whatever they need to be for the cartoon. You don't worry about it too much. We've got a pretty good one up here. This is the first Halloween tune. These were a tradition they would do one every year up until they hit a huge hiatus, and they're usually pretty good. Again, this one suffers from some early installment weirdness, but also we've seen this ghost a bunch of times. It was like the reload option in the fortune cookie. It was somewhere else. I don't remember where. But anyway. Yeah, we needed to have this minigame here because back in the day, on an old dial-up connection, it would legitimately take a while to load these in. But let's go ahead and start here.
Geez, I don't know. I think I prefer his work with the Furious Five much more. He had more street cred back
Hey,
then.
thanks for coming to my party, guys. Oh, Coach Z is down with the PE.
And I think it turned out pretty good. Mom helped me do the fruit, and I did the sewing.
Oh, looking good, Strong Bad. The Chiquita Banana Lady, that's great.
Oh, Chiquita, but for the last time, I'm Carmen Freaky Miranda.
Yesterday, I was out in the garden and I was weeding, And there's a little worm.
Oh, everybody looks so great. You know, there's more punch over there if anybody wants any. Alright, everybody, line up. We're gonna play flashlight,
Go storytelling with a flashlight.
We should stand boy, girl, boy, girl.
Good one, Marzipan. That way we know it's fail.
I get to stand next to you, Homestar.
Nope, I'm standing next to Bubs. You get to stand next to Strongman.
Hey, Marzipan. Is my slip showing?
It'll
Okay,
show who
okay,
everyone is
okay.
later.
I'll go first. Okay. Once there was this green goblin, and he used to look around, and I guess he did a dance. Oh man, that was terrible.
And the goblin, he had a gremlin, and he jacked up on some fat tires, and he took it up with a 411 poly track out back, 750 double bumper, and a block intake, 4 over 30, 11 to 1 pop-up piston, turbo just 390 horsepower. I mean, he has a freaking muscle.
Moving on. I think this is our first time seeing Pom Pom as like a ladies' man.
A cute little kitten named Kitty Kitty. The other girl had a cute little puppy named Chris. And then the third girl was a Republican.
Oh, brother, give me that. So then the robot came and he started vaporizing everybody with his vapor gun. And he was like, you take this and screw me, you take this, everybody's gonna die. And then he said, oh, this gremlin, I hate the gremlin, blah. I need to get some more punch.
Ooh, and then there was fried fish and heavenly ham and Salisbury sundaes and globs of meringue and strawberry frosted donuts and bowls full of jelly and Klondike pudding and scrumptious fiddles and ooh.
And so it turns out the robot had a human brain that was stolen from a kindly old man. And the children of that old man came to the robot looking for their father. And they called out to him. And the robot's human brain remembered his children and his stolen life. And he was moved to tears. But the tears shorted out his circuits and fried his brain. And the robot toppled over and he crushed his children and the goblin too. And none of them lived.
Oh, jeez, what a total downer.
Oh, man, I'm out of here.
That's the saddest story I've ever heard. You can't come to next year's party.
Gee, thanks for coming to my party, Strong Sad.
And then we just kind of sit on this for a bit. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. It's not as good as some of the later Halloween ones, but I think this is a good showcase of everybody's personalities, considering how early in the series it still is. We didn't get any story from Coach Z, though, and that's unfortunate. So yeah, here's all the costumes. Some of these are probably a little obscure. I'm really bad with celebrities, so, like, I vaguely know who Kurt Cobain is. I don't really know who this is, other than I know he was, like, a political figure. This is I Dream of Jeannie. Just a rapper of some description. The Coach Z is always a rapper. Rerun was from... Was it What's Happening? I don't remember. It was from some old show. Then, yeah, Carmen Miranda. Slim Goodbody. That was, who was Slim Goodbody again? There's descriptions of him on the wiki. I don't really remember. But Anyway, not really much else to talk about on this. Oh, was he from Peanuts? No, there's okay. Let me actually look him up. I'm gonna go at the wiki page here. So let's see. Rerun is okay. Yeah, he's one of the main characters from this 1970s sitcom What's Happening. Slim Goodbody, a fictional character performed by John Burstein, teaching about anatomy. People are saying who Gorbachev is. Yeah, he was the final president of the Soviet Union. I figure people probably know who, like, Tron and Garfield are, and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and that kind of stuff, so I'm not really explaining them. Well, Carmen Miranda was just, like, a singer-dancer. Again, I'm not explaining the ones that I figured were obvious, but people kind of know different stuff. Like, other people who actually listen to music are going to know who Kurt Cobain is, but, like, I don't, so, yeah. Yeah, singer of Nirvana. Alright, not going to worry too much about these. So, let's see. Next up, we're going to be doing some backtracking in a minute here, it looks like. But this main page 7 came out alongside the Halloween tune. Not really anything too interesting here, really, but I'm going to show it anyway.
Oh, yeah, I come back from the dead. Holy crap!
Download! Door! Email!
Like the goblin. This one's, like, surprisingly gruesome. Like, it's still mild, because it's just flash animation, but, Alright. Okay, so let me lead into this next one here. This is called A Holiday Greeting. It was the Christmas special. And people kind of don't like this one, and I understand why. I'll kind of let it speak for itself, and then I'll probably have some words to say about it afterwards. That's an intro from, like, the Charlie Brown Christmas special, I think.
Lights, please. Crap! Something. Oh, there's a guy, he was probably born. They didn't know if he was really stupid. But then they asked somebody, and they said he was stupid. He said that he was great, and everybody believed him. That guy was great.
Okay, that's enough, Strongbad. I think what Strongbad is really trying to say is, oh, holy crap. Oh, yeah, wait. I mean, happy holidays from all of us to all of you.
And God bless us every...
Sorry, Strongstad, we're out of time here. Happy holidays, everybody!
Oh, good. There was one good joke in the whole thing. Okay, see, it's like, I don't know how clear it was, because he was kind of hard to understand there, but basically he's just like something, there was somebody who was born and he was stupid, and everybody said he was stupid, blah, blah, blah. And so people are basically like... They don't like this one because it's essentially saying that, like, Jesus is stupid. And it's kind of, like, it's kind of in bad taste. But the problem is, like, I think it's not really... It definitely wasn't meant to be offensive. But people kind of took it that way, and I can see why. But, like, from that point on, they kind of never really refer to Christmas anymore. They just call it Decemberween. Yeah, the cartoon was really pointless. It was just not very good. But what's more interesting about all this is I think I've actually seen people cite that as, like, evidence that, like, the Chapmans are, like, anti-religion or anti-Christian or whatever, and it's, like, not really. It's like they were raised in a Christian household. Like, their parents were Catholic, I think, and, like, they never make any kind of religious comments in any later tunes, so it's like, I don't know. People just need to kind of get tougher skin, I think. That's my thought on it, at least. But either way, we're going to just move on because it's like, whatever. So we're going to look at some museum stuff here. Some of this is kind of interesting. If I was going through everything completely chronologically, I would have gotten to this earlier, but I wanted to skip around a bit just because nobody really wants to watch test animations as the first things. But, so yeah, this is originally what the website looked like, apparently, according to the bottom. I still don't... I'm going to slap a citation needed on that one. I kind of trust the Chapmans if they said that, but this website, like, there's no archived version of the page that looks like this, at least, and I don't know if it was just, like, random objects in a field that you click on, or if it still had, like, the Tunes Games buttons, or how that worked. But, anyway. So there's a few things we can look at here. Like I said, we've got test animations. Pom Pom was apparently the first character they ever animated. And, yeah, that's about all we got there. And then we have Homestar walking in front of a TV behind a tree for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. Okay, so I've been asking a couple times how I found Homestar originally. I found it in a forum post in the summer of 2002, I think. I'll kind of, like, when I watch stuff, when I get to stuff that was released, like, right around the time that I started, I'll mention it. But yeah, it was on the Ultimate Board of Cool Stuff. I just saw it mentioned. Oh, we already watched this intro. I guess we'll watch it again. Oh yeah, the Teleset, I'm sorry. The, Hello!
Hello?
When you open that in its own page, the page title is That's Mike Going Pew! Which I also don't know if that's true. Here is what's technically the first cartoon on the site, predating Marshmallow's Last Stand. I didn't show it because it is bad, but we'll go ahead and look at it. I would consider this another test animation more than anything else, but apparently in the really early Tunes menus, they actually did link to this at one point. So it's like, it kind of counts as the first cartoon. This one doesn't have any voice acting. I'm pretty sure this one was first. Oh yeah, trivia time. We don't see much of that. Eventually trivia time comes as a cookie jar. I sure do hate matches. I don't know. This might have come after Marshmallow. I think this one was first, though. Oh, they did say that? Okay. Never mind, then. In that case, I am wrong. Alright, so original games menu. Pretty boring. Again, I'm kind of, like, going through all of these and making, like, derisive comments, like, oh, this is really bad, that's why I didn't show it. It's like, for what it is, like, for their first animations and stuff, like, I'm not really criticizing it for that. It's just, it doesn't really have much entertainment value. Oh yeah, here was the first game. It's not much of a game. As with most of their early games, but this one even more so.
She loves me! But she loves me not. She loves me not. Oh, she loves me not. Oh, okay!
What is this voice acting?
Hey, she loves me!
And that was it. Good stuff. No, I'm not going to do it again. I like this game's menu. I think this one's pretty cool. It doesn't work in this format, but it's kind of neat. Yeah. Just kind of looking at all the descriptions. see. Here's, this was the second intro, I believe. Don't know if it was ever actually used or if it was just animated and then tossed aside.
Yeah.
I like the stupid laugh at the end, that's good. I'd say that's kind of better than the other one. And, yep, original characters page. So we've got some old, outdated information on this one. Let's go through and just kind of look at all of them. So, this is the only time that they ever say that the King of Town is Marzipan's dad, up until, like, 2017, when they make a callback to this. So that's just kind of non-canon, but, yeah, they apparently were going to do that at one point. There was an archived version of the site that has that intro. Okay. Another rare instance of swearing, if you count that. Good description. Apparently this is a line from a song, I think, because they never mention anything about her liking horses other than this, so I don't think that's actually meant to be true. That's just like a random reference. And that is basically it for the museum stuff. There are a few things that are like some old archived menus and stuff that aren't on the website anymore, so I did want to look at those first. The very first tunes menu exists as an HTML file and nothing else. The actual flash file for it is missing, so there's not really anything to show. It apparently had the Isle of Pom in it, though, among a few other things. Then we have the... Okay, we're going to have to actually download some stuff here. Hold on. Oops. Let me do... So yeah, this is referred to on the wiki as the Lava Lamp Tunes menu. Just kind of showing what older ones they had on here. That's about it. If you try to click them, I think this one let you... I think this one just opened up the tune in a separate page. I don't think it did anything else. There is one that actually plays it inside the screen. So there's that one. And we've got the television menu, which is more or less the same thing. Except I'm pretty sure this is the one, like, if you clicked play, I think it would actually play within the window. It doesn't really work here because I don't have the things downloaded, but that's how that's supposed to work. And this was the one that was on the site when I first found it. Oh, this one's actually still on the website. So this is the Chinese menu. Now, when I found the site... I don't remember if all of these were on here. Like the interview or something might have been added later, just for the sake of, like, remembering. Oh yeah, I forgot about that little thing on the bottom. That was on all the old pages, and then they kind of got rid of it. Yeah, not really too much to talk about here, but it's got some, like, drawings when you mouse over stuff, which is kind of neat, I guess. There's the Homestar Jr. And the next menu to come after this is the one that they ended up sticking with, so I'll show that when we get to that point. Here is a page that was apparently meant to be a character's screen at one point, and then was just kind of dropped. I don't know if this was ever linked to on the site. I usually see it referred to as a just kind of a lost page. Like, there's there's pages on the site that have kind of been discovered, even though they're never linked to anywhere, and this was one of them. Because you don't get any character descriptions. But what's interesting is after the King of Town, we have the Ungurates, which aren't a thing. They were, I guess, planned to be, like, just a bunch of weird villainous things, but then they never used them. And then there's Homeschool Winner, who I mentioned earlier, who was also never used for anything. And then we have another old character page here. I'll just kind of go through these. Oh, they're all separate pages. Good. Not going to stop and read all these. Well, actually, I might as well. Let's see. If anything is funny, I'll just kind of make special note of it, I guess. My guess is space, capitalized. The Ungarates got turned into blue laser. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think there was a sketchbook thing that showed that. You know, the big ones. You know, some good ones. Now, as for why he's holding his breath here, I couldn't tell you. It's a considerably better showing than his attempt at the Halloween Festival a few years later, though. He doesn't even sleep, he only eats. Pictured here, him falling asleep repeatedly. Dolphins in the swampy marsh. I don't think that's true. Sorry, I know these are probably not the most thrilling to look at, but I just like to show everything off. Yeah, Pom Pom's weird. They didn't really know what to do with this character, so they kind of made him like a Gary Stu almost, but then just kind of dropped that entirely, and he just kind of shows up like once every 50 cartoons to do nothing of worth. Homestar thinks he could be over 1,000 years old. Yeah, that's probably not true. Their little yellow thing. We'll be seeing evidence of this page somewhere around Subemail 128. So I gotta say, I'm not sure why the Poopsmith was ever considered a main character. Like, he never does anything. It's kind of weird. Like, a lot of times people say the King of Town is the worst character, or at least that's kind of like the running gag within the series itself. But he's at least, like, you can occasionally get a laugh out of him. Poopsmith is just kind of there and doesn't ever do anything. So, I don't really know why he's there, but whatever. Here's one of the few times we can actually see anything that Pom Pom's saying. Wow, Strong Sad has very nice handwriting that looks exactly like a font. And that's about it for this. And with that, I think we've actually covered everything from 2000. In my spreadsheet, that at least is the case. I'm just checking if there's anything that I moved to later on. The old versions of like the store, the downloads menu, fan stuff, sketchbook. I'm going to be getting to those later on. But that finishes off the first year. Finally, that took not quite 2 hours to get through. I do want to keep going. So let's just keep on moving on then. Here's going to be main page 8. Let me get my picture reset here.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
Whose yearbook was that? Homeschool winners.
Yay!
I mean, probably. They never say, but that answer works as well as any others.
Download! Door! Email.
Okay, that's about all we got on that one. Main page 9, which one is this? Ah, yes, the only one that they never updated to have the new Homestar design, because it's, like, drawn in Take On Me style.
Dune.
That's true, he's homeschooled, he doesn't have a yearbook.
Dune. Game. Characters. Download. Door. Email.
Alright, moving on. A Jorb well done. This is one that a lot of people seem to have pretty fond memories of. It's never been one of my favorites, but it's a solid showing from Coach Z, at least. Kind of his first major role.
Okay there, boys, pack it up, pack it in. Great job there, Homestar.
Oh, I'd like to actually mention here, it looks like they're using their modern animation style in this one. This actually did use the old character models, and then they went back and George Lucased it. So a couple cartoons after this, we're still going to see, like, the more, like, rounded Homestar and that kind of stuff, because those were never updated, but this one was for some reason.
I'm sorry, what?
I see you did a great job out there.
I did a great what?
A great job.
Oh, man. Bob, you gotta check this out. Okay, Coach, tell Bob what I did today.
Well, I was just telling Homestar here that he done a great job.
Coach, that's ridiculous. We've got to do something about that.
I like how his head slightly vibrates. Yeah, once again, here's evidence of them having a monitor that couldn't distinguish dark colors, because Coach Z is just kind of staring at the camera.
Oh, job. Oh, job. Coach C, you need to make your mouth into an O like this. Oh.
You mean like this?
That's better.
There's Tom Servo.
Okay, Coach, let's give
Oh,
it
boy.
one more try. Repeat after me. Job.
We're about to get a very weird moment with Strong Bad here.
That sounds very good. My only recommendation would be next time, try to add some more syllables. Perhaps 3, perhaps 4.
Yeah, it kind of goes on for a while. Like, my god, it wasn't that funny.
I'm just not cut out to say the word Jorb. How am I ever gonna face the boys at practice tomorrow?
Listen to it while you slumber.
Coach Z, I heard about your problem and I think that I can help. This is a tape I made from when I was practicing the dictionary. Listen to it while you slumber, that tomorrow you may wake to find
Hey, wow, thanks a lot, Strong said.
job, 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 job.
He's not emphasizing the B very well.
Job, 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 job.
This time you get a point every time you run back and forth while the ball bounces on its own.
Well, Coach, how did I do today?
Well, I tell ya, you did a great job, Hamstray. Oh, wait, I mean Hamster. I mean Strumster. I mean Stairmaster. Homegrown. Ramrod? Humbo?
Did you say Humbo?
Great. Hamstray. Ramrod? Homegrown. Stairmaster. Strumstar.
Okay, that says Stramstar. He totally says Strumstar, though.
Strumstar.
Because Strumstar Hammer is a thing.
Strumstar. Ramrod? Jorb. Jorb.
Okay, enough of that. Oh boy, we got more main pages. Let's go. At least these are quick. Oh, aqueduct. Come see my vaudeville! I'm sad that I'm flying. Yeah, it looks about right. Alright, main page 11.
Dune.
I know some of these do different things if you go over more than once.
Yay! Characters.
I forgot about that.
Characters. Characters. Characters.
Okay, hold on, that was different.
Characters.
Yeah, I should have won all those times. Seriously, I really should have won all those times.
Download.
Today's forecast is total crap.
Door. Email.
I'm disappointed that there isn't one where the lights shine in the shape of loss. Anyway, here's the flag intro, apparently. Oh, you gotta download this one. This one's too important to just have on the website. So according to the wiki, this one was from 2000. I kind of doubt it because it leads into main page 12, but whatever, who really cares? How far does this predate? Oh, predate loss, I'm not sure. Anyway, this flag, let's point out here, first of all, we've got these like partially lit up light bulbs here, which like whatever, it's just a flash cheat. Also, this thing has 14 stripes, but yeah. Also, I don't know if this one actually predated the like current everybody intro. It would seem weird if it did, but that's what the wiki says at least.
Download.
Let me go on to page 12 then, for all the excitement that this one is. That's it. That's all I got. I believe on like the 4th of July they specifically used the flag intro and then led into this one. It was just sort of a holiday thing. Oh, we got another one. We're doing main page 13 too.
Get this freaking duck away from me!
I love that.
I'm about to get this freaking duck away from me!
Now, there's another part where we're going to be hearing that line. I thought that it originated from that one and not from this page, but whatever. Doesn't matter too much. Alright, guess what? Answering machine number 2.
Hi, this is Marzipan. Leave me a message. I am screening my calls today, but I'll pick up if I feel like it. See you later.
Yes, hello there, Mrs. Pan. This is, detective everybody down here at the station, and we got your boyfriend Homestar down here, and he's dead. We killed him because he was so stupid that we had to shoot him to keep him from being even more stupid. So if you want to come down and ID the body, there's not much left. We put about 37 slugs in him, and things don't look too good. So if you could come down, we would appreciate it right now. To come look at your dead boyfriend. Okay, have a good day.
We put about 37 slugs in him.
Oh, hello, Marzipan. It's the king of town here. I just wanted to invite you to a banquet I'm having. And I've got to call you back. My pizza's just arrived.
Good.
Hi, Marzipan. This is Marzipan calling. Just wanted to remind you, don't let Homestar have that leftover strudel tonight because he's looking a little bit fat around the edges. Okay, see you tonight.
Oh, hello, Marzipan. It's the king again. I apologize. So, about my banquet, it's going to be at my castle, and my leg of lamb is here. Oh, excuse me, I've got to call you back.
What are these noises he makes?
Pom, that's not what I said. Okay, Marzipan, seriously, that is not what I said at all. I don't know what Pom Pom is talking about, or why he would call you to tell you what he just told you. In fact, I think that was some type of hilarious joke. That's what it was. Pom Pom, I said it was, and I'll say it again. You're crazy. Okay, sweetheart, bye.
Okay, Marzipan, let's give this one more try. It's the king again, and about my banquet. I'm sorry, my year's supply of Shrewsbury Sundays has just arrived. I'm never calling you back. No.
I guess we could call that the payoff? I don't know. Also, Salisbury Sundays. He mentioned those back in the Homestarloween Party. I don't think I want to know what that is. Alright, now we got the luau. Here's another pretty decent one.
It all started when I decided to drink 37 glasses of melonade. Cuckoo, lay.
Looking pretty good. Homestar, come up here right now and watch the tofu, please.
Hang on. I'm, doing something.
Chop. Everyone's gonna be here any minute.
Marzipan, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think anyone's coming to your party. I think they're all going to Strong Bad's Marshmallow Roast.
Strong Bad's Marshmallow Roast.
He scheduled something on the same day as the luau?
Oh man, you guys, this party's gonna be crazy, go nuts. Check it out. I got the marshmallows. I got all the latest releases from the artists of today.
Are those the booty jams?
Carefully filled out everybody's name tag.
From the version 1 of the game, Philip?
I forgot the wood. Come on, guys. I know where we can hoard some.
Okay, hold on. I think this has been in other cartoons up to this point, but I want to draw attention to Strong Bad's extremely exaggerated walking animation because it's kind of a work of art.
Guys, I know where we can hoard some.
It's so bad.
I gotta stop drinking so much melonade. I think I have a serious problem.
You're gonna have a problem if you don't monitor this tofu. I have to tune my ukulele.
Okay.
The animation on that tofu block is pretty good.
How long have you been standing there?
Oh, about 20 minutes.
Okay. That's weird.
Crapper Brains. Glad to see you can make it. Oh, Crapper Brains, you're looking good. Now, let's get this freaking party started. We'll just get this fire started here with a little match and a little fire.
Marzipan isn't a baseball bat, she's a broom.
And this should probably be working already. And I don't know why this isn't working.
Colo,
Kukulay, kulakalu. Kukulay, colored cream. Kukulay, ayako. Kukulay, kalakalu.
Yeah, I used that in the ukulele outro. I figured it was appropriate.
Hungry. I'm a strong man. I feel about as hungry as the king of town on a Saturday. I'm trying. Hello, my name is Peter Wood, and I don't want to catch fire. Hello, my name is Little Matt, and I don't want to make a fire. Hello, my name is Fire, and I'm not coming to a stupid party.
I'm coming to a stupid party. Oh, man, Pom Pom. I love Marzipan and everything, but it was terrible. No, I don't think she'll notice I'm gone.
What kind of wood you use there?
We got a little bit of a Pee-wee
I
reference there.
I don't know, man. I stole
Okay,
it from
hold on. So first of all, we had Strong Sad saying Mecha Lecca Hi, Mecha Hiney Ho. Now, what the heck was Coach Z saying here? He's like, I know a guy back in Boston who could tell you the time of day at any time of the day. It's like...
What kind of wood you use there, Strong Man? Because, I know a guy up in... I don't know, man. I stole his stuff from Marzipan's backyard.
Yeah, I can't tell what he's saying.
You didn't get it from behind your gazebo, did you?
Yeah, why?
Well, it all started when I decided to drink 32 glasses of melody.
There's a fire over there. Oh, come back, you guys. Things were just about to start getting crazy go nuts.
I like the Flintstones running.
Look, Strong Sad, everybody's here.
Oh, how glorious.
Hey, everybody, how's the tofu? Everyone loves tofu.
Hey, you guys, come back. I think I got it all figured out now. Oh, man. What am I supposed to do with all these leftover marshmallows? I bought like 400 pounds.
Oh, excuse me, but did I hear you say leftovers?
Yeah, marshmallows aren't vegetarian, but Marzipan didn't know that that's what they were eating. She thought it was tofu.
Thanks for helping me with my party today, Homestar. I think it was a really big success. You've been really nice to me the last few minutes. Put your head back on this instant.
And now we have the luau main page, which we'll never see again. Oh, no! What have I done?
Put your head back on this
Okay,
instant.
accidentally hit enter. Yeah, the only way to access this is by watching this cartoon. It has never been updated, so you can see the really old links and stuff that are on here. Okay, so there were apparently only 10 main pages, which means that the last few that I did were slightly out of order, but whatever.
Dude. Guys! Characters. Download!
You look really handsome.
Slap downs, what's that staunch? Alright, that's enough of that. What's next? Oh, now we got the DVDs. Okay, so... What is the audition? I think that's the audition with Marzipan game. Yeah. I was gonna get to this one later, but it's right here, so I might as well.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3.
So this is just the song from the luau that we've got words this time.
Okay, here we go. There was a bird, a really cute bird, a really cute bird. Maybe we better try it again.
No. What is
And
this
a
one?
1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're not gonna mash the
Taste
goat.
of your own medicine. Taste of your own medicine. You
I don't really care.
deserve a taste of your own medicine.
I'm pretty sure there's
And
no
I've got a
scoring at
dance
all.
that I made up to go along with that.
Fine,
And
we'll
a
hear the
1,
last one.
And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. La 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 la. Flip-flops and ice cream, waterfalls and candy canes.
These are so bad.
Mix and mayonnaise, summertime is here. Bravo!
Oh, I got congratulated on that one, even though I didn't interfere at all. Maybe that's the point. Who's playing the guitar? It's probably Missy. I think she actually does play it. Oops. Did not mean to be here. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so the next thing on here is the King of Town DVD. So I mentioned earlier that we're going to be getting remakes of a couple of the old cartoons. And so we've got the old version, which we've already watched. There's the new version, which is just kind of better animation and stuff. The commentary is the entire reason you'd want to come here. Storyboards, it's like, whatever. This music is oppressively loud. I don't really care to look through these that much, but I figure I might as well. Kind of interesting to see the, like, work that went into it. The Pooh Smith, apparently, okay, they were gonna go with that originally. I like the rounded star there. Wait, and the chef's cook? What? That just looks like Senor. Or sorry, Senor. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the commentary track. This one's not as good as the Yellow Dello one, but it's something that exists.
Hello and welcome to the King of Town Special Edition DVD. I'm your host, America's #1 son and sweetheart to all the ladies, Strong Bad. You're probably wondering what I'm doing the commentary on this cartoon for. It's because they didn't put me in this freaking cartoon. So the least they could do is let me make fun of it. So let's begin. Okay, now this guy does not belong in cartoons. From what I understand, he's everybody's least favorite character, and I don't understand how he got his own freaking cartoon, and I haven't even got my own cartoon yet.
So I want to draw attention to that bit, because, that's just patently false. It's funny because, like, Strong Bad becomes the main character of the entire website soon, but, no, we've had Strong Bad sings. I think that should count.
Oh, and the special effects here, look at that piece of crap. I mean, I really think that was a piece of crap tied to some strings that they've just pulled up behind the mountains, you know? Oh, and here comes Mr. Prancy Time himself, Homestar Runner, to save the day. Personally, I don't know what he's doing not wearing his hat, because he looks kind of creepy when he doesn't wear his baseball hat. Or whatever that hat is, he got the propeller on it.
Okay, I guess you'll...
I hate everything about that guy.
Pom Pom, let's get out of here.
Oh, now this guy had some class. The blacksmith, that guy was a good guy. I hung out with him after the cartoon. Yeah, we had some good times. Oh, and this freaking guy, man, he stinks so bad. I mean, you know, I would say he smelled like crap, but that doesn't go far enough. Imagine the worst smell you ever smelled and pretend that took a crap. That's that guy. Oh, and that little guy, whoa, that guy gave me the creeps, man. I didn't trust that guy any farther than I could throw him. Oh, and Homestar wearing the graduate cap. I tell you what, I mean, Homestar never graduated from anything in his life. And that little X he just made, to tell you the truth, I don't think he could tell you that it was an X, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't know the alphabet. And I'm almost positive that he can't read, so... Oh yeah, everybody has a good laugh. And that place, the king of town does not live in that castle. I can tell you that right now. It's like he lives in some 2-bedroom job, like next door to me. It's kind of run down and creepy, actually. Yeah, you don't want to go over there, man.
You have no new messages ever.
I forgot about this part.
Nobody likes you. You still have 0 messages. You have no friends.
Anyways. Yeah, not the biggest fan of the commentary track on that one. It's just kind of... It seemed like off the cuff, just kind of Matt improvising, and it wasn't really great writing. But the commentary on the Yellow Dello one is a totally new, like a totally different story. That one is freaking great. So, let's go ahead and get into that one here. Can we make this? Oh no! What have I done? I wanted to make the music shut up. I think the storyboards on this one don't work. Yeah, they just don't. It's not really a important thing to look at, really. Let's do the trailer. It's like the left side's cut off slightly. Oh, not really.
Deep in the darkest jungle lurks a creature so ferocious, only one man can tame it.
What?
This summer, the surge is on.
Yo, seriously, what? What am I wearing this hat for? Oh, it's a preview. Oh, now I get it. Everybody, it was a preview.
I don't know why Strongbad was in a rectangle there. Alright, I guess let's do the deleted scenes first, and then we'll look at the commentary, because the commentary is definitely the best part. So, original danger. So, you remember in the original cartoon we had the scene where it was like Pitfall. Then we have this.
Somebody get this freaking duck away from me.
I kind of love that one. Lord, this one's so bad.
Step into my office. So tell me what's the matter.
Well...
Why does he clap? What is that supposed to be? And I believe this was the first time I ever saw Strong Mad, because when I was watching the cartoons on the website, like back in 2002, I think this was the first one where he showed up, and it was just completely out of context, so I was very confused by this.
What? What did you say? Mellow Yello? What?
Homestar.
I'm Marzipan.
By the way, I think the megaphone is like a capital M in Wingdings or something. Yeah, I don't know. There is a fourth deleted scene that is like not linked to anywhere, and it's just a scene that's normally from the cartoon anyway, but it has like a caption at the beginning saying that it's like it was deleted because Marzipan used too many swears, even though she doesn't at all. So I don't know what's up with that one. Anyway, commentary track. Like I said earlier, this is actually like legitimately one of my favorite things on the site. I find this thing endlessly quotable and way funnier than it has any right to be. I'm probably talking it up too much, but I've been looking forward to it.
Oh, hello. This is Homestar Runner.
And this is Strong said.
And we're both morons.
No. And welcome to the King of Town Super DVD.
I think he means the Yellow Dello DVD.
No, I think what he means is I'm the dumbest guy on the planet. Here's some proof.
Okay, let's begin.
Yeah, let's begin. What the crap kind of freaked up sport are you guys playing anyways? I mean, you're on a football field, but you got a basketball goal, and basketballs and footballs.
I know! It's America's pastime. Walking with Coach Z is always so great. He's such an
Idiot, moron, crap for brains, creep. You know, Homestar, I saw Coach Z coming out of Marzipan's house the other day.
Wait, really? You did?
Little known fact, Homestar gained 100 pounds and shrank 2 feet for this role.
It's true. Oh yeah. This is the scene that has subliminal advertisements. Watch, if you see that X, it ends up going between the E and the Z, which means that it's easy. Does
You
it?
look so great in that later host in Homestar. Should we start calling you Homestar Runner Burger or something?
Yeah, I look great in that stuff.
It was my lederhosen.
And so he crapped and crapped and crapped and crapped and crapped all over that rock.
Hey, that only happened once.
It was my rock. And it always kind of bugged me how you could never get your grammar right here, Homestar. I think I has the solution. What's that mean?
Oh, and I don't care what anybody says, but that bird is hot. I tell you that right now. A fine-looking bird. Oh, here comes my favorite part. Oh, that's so great. That's a great one, Homestar. Classic.
What? What'd I do?
You hit me in the face.
Oh, I know. It's America's pastime.
Oh, I hate it when Pom Pom floats like that. It gives me the creeps, you know. I don't trust that guy any further than I can throw him.
Well, then you must trust Pom Pom a whole
Oh,
lot.
shut up, why don't you? You guys were doing pretty good at this point. You hadn't lost any men. Had you found the diamond ring yet?
Yeah, I think we found a diamond ring and some platinum bars and a couple of bags of gold.
Oh, I don't
Oh, I don't know, Homestar. That was really dangerous.
Stop that.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's do it for Marzipan. How'd you call Marzipan in prison?
Stop it.
No, keep it up, strong man. I do sound funny.
My birthday.
Who's that? Oh, wait.
Okay, now before you guys start, I gotta say in my defense that I never wore a pair of oven mitts in my life. Okay, those have obviously been added in later on using the most advanced computer magic available. Alright? What? I'm serious.
Oh, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Marzipan. She's funny looking.
Oh, my very own yellow Dello.
Oh man, what a hottie.
Okay, now this scene is my pride and joy. I wrote this whole song all by myself. Well, except for the lyrics. And for the music. Alright, you guys. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got an idea for you. Jump. Okay, Homestar, where the crap are your legs in this scene?
Well, actually, Homestar wasn't in this scene. That's a sophisticated puppet that I'm operating with one of my hands off screen.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They had to replace me because I didn't have any legs.
That has got to be one of my favorite
I
lines.
lied, man. This is my favorite part of the whole cartoon. Oh, look at him. His head looks like one of those things on a cow. You know the part where the milk comes out?
Well, actually, that was a sophisticated bladder system that I operated off screen with a belt.
Oh, shut up, why don't you?
Hello, Dello. Would you mind coming with us? You see, it's...
Oh, man, that's so great. And now he's bleeding. Oh, like some stupid bleeding baby.
Wait, Homestar.
Dogtag, this I feel is your strongest work. It's like your every delicate intonation and gesture helps to weave this rich subtext of despair and wisdom.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Homestar.
What? Did you say something to me?
I don't know how the two of you managed to pick his fat, ugly butt up there.
Oh, don't worry. We had like 12 other guys underneath us helping.
It is a fat butt, isn't it? It's ugly too.
Well, this was my time to really shine in the cartoon, so I used a bit of method acting to apply some of my own personal experiences to the scene. And I remember this time back in school where all of a sudden everybody started being real nice to me, and I thought it was 'cause I started wearing this t-shirt that said I'm number one on it, but it turns out it was all just because I had a pool.
What? Huh? What's going on? Oh, Strong Side is stupid and Homestar is dumb.
Okay,
Okay, Homestar, I gotta ask. Do you ever remember your lines? Because you're always going, okay,
yeah, I think I remember this one line. One time.
That's a big door.
That was a fake turkey. That's a fake invisible turkey.
Marzipan really scares me when she's angry.
Oh, ouch. Wow, you know, Marzipan has really nice hands.
Yeah, I suppose he does.
Oh, you know, those little guys creep me out, man. Like, I'll have nightmares where there's like 1,000 of those little scorpions crawling all over me.
Yeah. Or like that thing from Yard's Revenge, and like you wake up and it's nibbling on you and pieces of you are falling off in squares.
I dream of my own death. Over and over and over and over and over and over.
So yeah, I always felt that one was really good. Let me turn that music off for a second here. So I'm gonna not really address too much of the conversation going on in the chat at the moment because I feel like it's really off base. I definitely don't feel like any of the Homestar humor was offensive in any sense. You kind of have your characters, like there's the dumb one, there's the jerk, there's the depressed one. Like that's pretty much it. Like I don't think they're meant to be anything else. But anyways, next one here we've got not really the greatest showing. This is yeah, I'll just kind of let it play out. I don't really have much introduction to it because it's kind of bad.
And now for special punishment, presentation from Strong Bad.
Oh, good lord, Homestar, stop. Why are you doing that?
Strong Bad? Go!
Oh, man, there's no way I'm going out there.
Oh, yes you are. You lost fair and square. Go.
No.
Go.
No.
Go! Go on.
Happy Mother.
What?
Happy Mother Day.
We can't hear you.
Happy freaking Mother's Day!
You had to say it. Pom Pom, seriously. You had to say it.
Far too much laughter over this.
Oh, man, that's the last time I'm playing you guys in cars. You guys are freaking ruthless, man. I'm out of here. More like crappy Mother's Day. That's me.
Is this the first?
Pretty crappy so far.
Oh, yes.
I'm not even a mother.
Do I have a dead pixel on my screen? Or is that just the animation? Okay, no, it was the animation. For some reason, there's just a bunch of white pixels at the end. That's weird. Anyway, was this the first tune to have all the characters in their updated designs? It might be, actually.
Oh, man.
They look...
That's the last time I'm
That's
playing
enough
you
audio.
guys in cars. You guys are freaking ruthless, man.
Yes, okay.
I'm out of here. More like
I like how it's
crappy
playing the whole
Mother's
sound
Day.
effect anyway.
That's me.
So,
Because he's proud as pretty
Yes,
crappy
strong
so
bad, we get it.
I'm not even a mother.
The next thing on here is kind of interesting. I was debating if I even wanted to show this one, honestly. It's not actually part of the website, but if I don't cover it, then it wouldn't be complete. So this is a thing called If I Ran the Camera. It was never made public. It was hosted on the website, and people found it, and then they took it down, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to show it. But it's nothing bad. It's just kind of personal, I guess. This is a story written by their sister, Karen Wagner, and it was given to their dad, Don Chapman. It's just kind of like a poem, basically, or a little story or whatever. It's interesting. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but I don't know. People found some weird stuff on the website. It's every once in a while you'll kind of come across some unusual historical bits like this. I will also mention that the girl here, Astrid Renee, will actually show up in later things. She's in some of the puppet stuff. So, speaking of things that are not part of the website, oh boy, it's Mellow Mushroom.
Check this out. Welcome to mellowmushroom.com. Why don't you come on in?
Oh boy, okay, so Mellow Mushroom is a pizza place that apparently the Chapmans worked on a website for at one point, and you can kind of see their style all over it. So again, this was never on the Homestar website, but I figured I'd at least show it off because it is related.
Menu, downloads.
There's one tune. I have never watched it, and I think I probably should.
Games. Tunes.
But yeah, it's you've got a few menus that all have the Homestar style. Character page. There's it's I don't really want to look at all this. It's not Homestar related, so I wasn't going to go too in depth on it all. Yeah, the new site is just not related to any of the old stuff, so there's no point to show it. But this is the virtual piz.biz. Okay, let's. So it says tunes. There's only one. It's 3 minutes. I don't know how bad it's going to be. I'm a little scared. Let's go ahead and take a look. I really don't know what to expect from this. Okay, I saw a 420 there.
Sure is coming down hard out there.
Looks like it's going up to me.
Dude, sit up straightways.
Oh, sorry. Hey, you're right. It is coming down. So what came in the mail? Anything good?
Let's see. A bill, couple of crummy coupons. These can get thrown away.
So this guy's sounding a little bit like Gunhaver.
Melody, is it for me?
That dude kind of reminds me of
Yeah,
Larry
it
Power
says,
Unseen.
Dear dude, you're the cutest talking mushroom that I ever saw.
Really?
No, it really says, Dear Melon Dude, here's a list of the ingredients I need by
Yeah,
tomorrow.
come on, Morty.
16 right
Yeah,
now.
it kind of sounds like Rick.
Got enough onions.
100 black olives,
Is that right?
Oh.
8 bell peppers,
Check.
12 cloves of garlic,
Got those?
24 sun-dried tomatoes.
We don't have the sun-dried tomatoes. We better start drying them now.
Are you kidding?
I like how someone just showed up in the middle of
What are we
this.
gonna do?
I got it.
This is the weirdest thing to
I
show
don't
up
think
to.
that'll cut it, dude. We better call the wizard. Hello? Hey, Wiz, Mel here.
Oh, hello, Mel. What can I do for you?
Well,
Oh,
dude and
these
I have a bit of a
voices. Oh,
problem.
my lord.
We need to sun-dry a bunch of tomatoes by tomorrow, but the rain is sort of getting in our way. Any ideas?
Have you tried a flashlight?
What?
Just kidding.
Oh,
I saw Jude trying that in my crystal ball.
Actually, I think you will find the solution in a bed.
What is with the wizard's
In
voice?
a bed. The answer lies in a bed. Say, huh, what? Goodbye, Mel.
What'd he say?
He said the answer lies in a bed.
Say, huh?
That's what I said. Well, let's start trying. The answer lies in a bed. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Maybe we should turn the lights off and sing him a song.
Hey, wait. Maybe he was talking about a different kind of bed.
I've got nothing on any of this. This is just pretty bad. Oh, hey, it's Kyle the Yellow Dart again.
The truck, dude. The bed of the truck.
I never slept there before.
Well, do you see anything in there that could help us?
Oh, there's my jarts. You want to play some jarts, Mel?
Dude, stay on task.
Oh, right. Beds. Let's see. What about, bed of lettuce? Here goes.
Yeah, he definitely said jarts.
Now, hold on a sec. Sometimes these types of things take a while.
You can wait there all you want, dude. It ain't gonna happen. We'll just have to tell Melody we'll get her the sun-dried tomatoes in a few days.
Oh, all right.
Well, don't throw them away. Hey, that's it.
What?
Melody
I like how the music just cut out.
Well, guys, everything looks pretty good. Though the sun-dried tomatoes are smelling a little bit like hypertone.
Missy's trying to do a southern accent, I see.
That's olive oil. You know, olive oil. Nature's copper tone.
That's right, Mel. Nature's copper tone.
Why are you guys winking at each other?
Say, huh?
Say, huh, what?
No, I think I'm good. I don't think I need to do that one again. What games could they possibly have? Pizza darts. Okay. This is actually somewhat more of a game than most of the stuff on the Homestar site. That's surprising. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm done with Mellow Mushroom here. I just wanted to take a brief look at that. So, now we've got we're getting through a bunch of really weird crap here before we get back to like actual material. So, here's another main page. This one was made but never used for anything as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I actually think this one's better than the one that they settled with. I don't know why they didn't use this, because it shows all the characters and it's like nice and colorful and stuff. But yeah, I don't think that one was ever actually used. Instead, we got this one, and I'd like to point out that back in the day, when you went to homestarrunner.com, it would go straight to this, and you'd have to do this every time in order to actually get to the site, unless you go to, like, specifically, like, main1.html or something.
Everybody, la-di-da-di-da.
But yeah, so, I don't know. Next thing, the legal page. Oh boy. It's a legal page. It exists. There is one reason to look at this, and
Boring.
that's it. Now for some weird crap that was never finished. Let me go back to full screen here. This thing is kind of off-putting, but I kind of enjoy it.
Once I knew this guy, and he made two different pies, and one
As
of
forever has come to its end.
Okay, you want to do that one again?
Once I knew this guy, and he made two different pies, and one of them was apple, and one of them was something that I probably shouldn't mention, so I'm not going to. Mention.
Yeah, that's it. This is called the sing-along. This is all you get. There's 2 songs that overlay with each other. Once I knew this guy, he had 2 different pies. One of them was apple. One of them was something I probably shouldn't mention, so I'm not going to mention. That's all you need. And now we have get rid of a few things. That's it. That's the whole thing. Again, never linked to anywhere on the site. They made this, and then that was it. So I will mention, which I shouldn't, because I probably shouldn't mention, but no, that I did try to do like a Homestar cross-stitch back in the day. I never finished it. This was a slight inspiration for that, but the character models that I went with were a lot better than these. Okay, I think we're back on track finally. And we're back just in time for more answering machine.
Hi, this is Marzipan. I'm feeling very vivacious today. Please leave me a message.
Oh, hello, Marzipan. This is you, Marzipan, calling yourself like you do all the time because you're so stupid. I just wanted to call to tell you to punch Homestar Runner in the face as many times as you can, and as hard as you can. Oh, and also start calling yourself Ugly Pan.
That's a good one, Strong Bad.
That's what everybody's gonna call you, me. Okay, I'll see you tonight because I'm you.
Strong Bad, you gotta work on your messages, man. They do get better, I swear.
Hello, Marzipan, it's Bubs. I was just calling to see if maybe you wanted to, maybe get together sometime, grab a bite to eat or something, or maybe just come on down to the concession stand. I can give you a snow cone, there's nothing formal, just 2 friends getting together, Anyways, it gets kind of lonely back here behind the concession stand, so give me a call back. Maybe we can set something up. Okay. Don't need to mention this to Homestar or anything. No reason. But, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, Marzipan, it's Homestar. And, did Bubs try to call you? Because he was asking me for a phone number and, acting all weird and asking me all these questions about you, like if you've got an open mind and stuff. And I don't know what it was about. I mean, maybe he just wants you to sell those fundraiser candy bars for him again. I don't know. But anyways, he's probably gonna call you. Okay, bye.
Hey there, Marzipan. It's Coach Z here.
The crackling oat bran.
Calling to see what's up.
The crunch berries.
Maybe you needed somebody to go get donuts with sometime, cause I don't see Homestar getting any donuts, so maybe you need somebody else to go get donuts with there, and I'm your man. So give me a call there if you want to. We'll go and have donuts. Okay. No reason to mention this to Homestar. Just you and me going to get donuts. Okay then. Good day.
Okay, apparently that wasn't the cereal one. I guess that's later on then. I do remember him asking Marzipan to go eat cereal with him at some point.
Okay. Marzipan, this is really weird. Coach Z just asked for your number. So I guess he's probably gonna call you too. I don't know what's going on, but, are you still my girlfriend? Press 1 for yes or 2 for no. Oh wait, you're not on the phone. Okay, then call me back later and say 1 for yes or 2 for no. Or just say yes or no. Okay, bye!
Marry me.
Strong Matt is very on point here. Not beating around the bush at all.
Marry me.
All right. Moving on from that, I have nothing to say about most of this. We got Fluffy Puff Marshmallows, or Fluffy Puff commercial, next, and so this is our first appearance of Marshy. Or wait, no, that's a different one. Never mind. Yeah, well, let's just start it out. I do have to. I have been drinking too much Melonade though, so I need to BRB. So I'll just kind of let this one play out, and then I will show up in 6 days.
Fluffy Puff Marshmallows, take 1.
And action.
Before I drink a tall glass of Melonade, I like to eat about 147 Fluffy Puff Marshmallows.
Cut. The bag's upside down.
Oh, sorry. About 147 Fluffy Puff.
We're not rolling.
Oh, right.
Take 2.
Before I drink a tall glass of Melonade, I like to eat about 147 Flushy Push Marshmallows. Seriously, folks.
Cut.
So,
You said Flushy Push.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah, they're called Fluffy Puff.
I know. Can you believe it?
Take 3.
And action.
Before I drink a tall glass of Melonade, I like to eat about 147 Fluffy Puff Marshmallows. Seriously, folks, they're the best.
Take 6.
Action.
Before I drink something, oftentimes I eat something too.
13.
Action.
What did you say?
Action.
Oh, okay. 147 Fluffy Puff Marshmallows. Seriously, folks, they're the best. Alright, we finally got it. That's a wrap, huh? You guys? I usually eat about 147. Okay, I got it.
Okay, we're gonna get it this time. And action.
Oh, before I drink 147 glasses of Melonade, I eat 147 fluffity puffity Marshmallows.
Action.
Before I eat a tall slice of marmalade, I like to drink lots and lots of marshmallows. I mean fluffy puffies. I like marshmallows.
You heard it, folks. Homestar likes marshmallow.
There's Fluffity.
There, Puffity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, see, I missed that one entirely, but I do remember that one at least being pretty decent. Before I drink a tall glass of marmalade, I like to eat a bunch of marshmallows, or whatever the heck it is he says. So I'm going to actually restart this one because there's an Easter egg here, and it's very dumb. So, throughout this entire cartoon, if you press the L button on the keyboard, you get a silhouette of Lincoln. You can turn it on or off at any time.
Cut. The bag's upside down.
Oh.
I have no idea why. Alright. Here's another old menu. Gotta pop out here, hold on. Before I drink something, oftentimes I eat something too. So yeah, here was the old games menu. Not really a whole lot to look at, but it's better than the paper bags. What was the one before this? The Atari style one? I liked the Atari one, but they said it was like too hard for people to figure out. Anyway, so a couple things to point out here. We've got the Marzipan's answering machine listed as a game, even though it isn't one. Email Strongbad as a game. And so I don't know if I'm doing this in order here, because I'm pretty sure this would have just linked to the Strongbad emails once those became a thing. This might have actually been like a way to email them and get like an automated reply at one point. There's a couple of these games I haven't done anything with yet, but we'll get to those in a sec. I'd like to point out, though, that because of that... Because of the fact that this was here as like a game and it said email Strongbad, I checked a couple of these, found them to be really lame, and then just never checked this when I first found the website. I thought it was just like, oh, you send an email and you get like a reply that's just like him being sarcastic towards you. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just skip that. So I just kind of missed a major part of the website for like a good half year. because we're gonna be getting to the start of the emails pretty soon, and I didn't discover the emails existed until like number 44. It was pretty good. But there's also a spin and say over here, which I don't know what that is. That totally doesn't exist on the website in any capacity. Absolutely not. But I think that's about all it got for this one. So yeah, there's a couple games to do here. I guess I can check those out real quick. So we already did the audition with Marzipan. That's the first one. We got... Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the spin and say that doesn't exist. So, yeah, who said what now?
The strong sad says...
Each day we die a little more.
I'm not going to go through all these. I don't really see much of a reason to. Some of them are kind of funny.
The Hoot Z says...
I have more than 2 problems.
The Marzipan says...
I'm the only girl.
The Poop Smith has taken a vow of silence.
At this point, I'm pretty much doing all of them anyway.
The Strong Bad says...
Holy crap.
Good.
The Homestar says...
Now spell encyclopedia. What? I'm supposed to what? Oh man, I blew it real bad this time.
So there's a character down here. I don't know who this is. I've never heard of this guy before. So let me go ahead and actually explain what I'm kind of like dancing around here. So this used to be, it used to be called the spin and say. You would pull a string and then like the arrow would spin and it would land on a character and they'd say a thing. They changed it and kind of like, there's a weird thing in the wiki where they're doing their best to kind of cover up the fact that that ever existed. And I actually have gone out of my way to avoid mentioning it for a really long time, but at this point, it's been like 15 years. I think it's probably okay. I'm pretty sure the entire reason they did that was because the spin and say is like a registered trademark from Mattel or something, and they did show it at one point in a DVD cartoon, and they were worried that they'd get in trouble for it, so they just kind of tried to bury it. It's kind of weird. So they just kind of took that down, replaced it with this, acted like this always existed. And the Homestar button, like there was no Homestar on the spin and say because the character didn't exist yet, so it was added when they did the remade version of it. So there's a bit of history for you. Next one's going to be the Homestar quiz. Let's see if I can actually remember the answer to all these. That was Dokal and Dokal 2. I like how we have 2 Bubs questions in a row. I can take my shirt off. I don't think he ever dresses as any of these later on. 32 glasses, I believe. Ooh, I actually don't remember what the answer is to this one. I know this one's in there. This one's in there. I think it's this. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yep. Oof. Prance? Yeah. I like how the answer to this was literally in the last thing we looked at.
Well, you obviously cheated, which means you're my kind of person. Have a cookie.
Oh. No, I think I'm good. So you get different responses depending on how many answers you get right. And I guess we'll go ahead and look at these. Why not?
Well, you obviously cheated.
Ow.
Which means you... What a stupid... What a moron! You don't know. You didn't get any right. That's so pathetic.
So yeah, that's if you get none right at all.
You're the stupidest guy in the world. Or stupidest girl. You have to pardon me, I can't see very well from here without my glasses. Brother, I know kids in diaper school that are smarter than you, man.
Diaper school.
Da-da-da-da-da, you're the stupidest guy, and you probably eat stupid pie. So go home and cry, you very stupid guy.
Kind of like that one.
Sweetheart, wake up. It's time for diaper school, where it's okay to be as stupid as you are.
Wow, a lot of these are very repetitive.
Oh man, I knew you had crap for brains, but I mean it's like the crap in your brains has crap for brains.
I think that's the one if you get like 8 correct. I wonder why that one's so mean.
Well, you obviously...
Okay. So yeah, I've seen enough of that. I like how they kind of reused the I Knew a Guy with 2 Different Pies song. And yeah, this is spelled Principal. I don't know if that was intentional or not. They do make callbacks to that later on, but it might just be like they made a typo and now they're just kind of lampshading it. But I don't know. They have a lot of weird running gags with spelling words wrong, so that might have actually been intentional. Alright, let's see, what's next? Oh god, it's another... I don't mind these. It's just, there's not much to look at. It's another answering machine.
Hi, this is Marzipan. I'm out doing some very important things, so please leave me a message. And if this is strong, bad, kind of prank call me, can you please do the one where I win the radio contest? Because that one's my favorite. Okay, bye.
Oh, hey, Pom Pom. I just heard the best TV joke. Okay, so I was watching TV White, and there was this show with this guy on TV, and he made this TV joke, and it was so hilarious. And here's how it went. It was like a joke, and...
Good job, Homestar.
Oh, hello, Marzipan. This is the king of town. Do-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I just called to tell you that Strongman is not a guy who's leaving you all of these prank calls, okay? It was me all along. Do-diddy-hoo, diddy-hoo, diddy-hoo. So next time you see me, give me a kick in the face. And next time you see Strongbad, give him $1, why don't you? And apologize for accusing him wrongly. Okay, I have to go eat a bunch of crap because I'm the king of town. Doo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
So, earlier in the Yello Dello commentary, there's the part where, like, Strongbad is doing impressions of Strong Sad and Homestar. And he's like, oh, this is kind of dangerous. Oh, come on, guys, let's do it for Marzipan. It's like, I kind of like that you have, like, the layer of, like, playing one character, playing another one. That one, not so much. That was not an impression at all. That was bad. Strongbad, you need to step up your game.
Oh, hey, Marzipan, it's Strong Sad, and, my caller ID says that you called, and, I missed the call because I was lying in the dark. So, I'm excited that you called, and I hope you call me back. I'm gonna sit here by the phone until you call me back. Okay, bye.
Hello? 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 Marzipan?
Hey Marzipan, it's Homestar.
Hello?
And, I'm trying to tell you about this TV joke I just heard, okay? okay. So I was watching TV, right? And there was this show with this guy, and he was on TV, right? Okay, and so he makes this TV joke. and it was so hilarious. Okay, it was like, okay, I can't remember what it was like, but it was a TV joke, and you know how those are. Okay, I guess I'll talk to you later. Bye!
Don't you freaking hate it when you can't remember a joke and you're just, like, attempting to tell it and you just can't? Oof. Anyway, also, it's kind of reminding me of how I keep saying, like, the series is hilarious, I promise, we just have to get through the bad stuff. It's been picking up lately, though.
Oh, hello, Marzipan. Oh, hello, Marzipan. This is Strongbad. And, holy crap, you caught me. I've been leaving you prank calls all along. Crap, crappity, crap. So, you better send your boy boyfriend over to beat me up, right? Oh, man. Crap. And while he's at it, he might as well return the king of town his easy bake oven, which I've had for over 3 months now. Okay. Holy crap.
Look, that is a Happy Cake oven, and it is a real oven that cooks with a 30-watt bulb, but the real ingredient is love.
Oh, hey Marzipan. It's Strongstad again. You can disregard my last message because I realized that the caller ID was actually from yesterday when I was over at your house, and I called my own house to leave a message for myself to remind me to check my caller ID. So, if you want to call me though, I'm still gonna wait by the phone.
I told you that one doesn't work on answering machines, man. You gotta be home to answer the phone. Stop trying to do the prank call, man.
Okay, that one was pretty good. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever you can hear like another voice yelling in the background, that's actually one of my favorite gags. There's a few other answering machines that do that. Okay, we're getting out a couple more weird things here, and then we're going to actually get to Spee Mail very soon. So, first we have nudity. I like the, hold on, the progress bar on this is having a time right now. It's like jittering back and forth for some reason. Anyway. I remember Lemke is in this one.
Yay! Characters?
Oh, don't worry, I'll try to hold back the flow.
Download! Store! Email!
There we go.
Yay!
Okay, enough of that. So, not really much to show on this one, but, this is the email menu. The title of this page is It's Maybe Just for Email Again-y-more. And, the reason for that is because at one point it was, it's not just for email anymore, and then they got rid of the feature that made that true, so now it is just for email again. So I have no reason to bother with the, like, it's just questions about the store and stuff. This we're going to look at later on. Ghent Delabor, I'd like to mention, was from the Thorax Corp site earlier. But the reason we're here is because I don't know if this is actually the correct place in the timeline for this. But yeah, if you click on this Strong Bad sticker here, it opens up this thing. And there actually was a message board on the site at one point. And I'm going to show what this is in a second here. But let me go to the... Let me try to show the message board in its entirety at some point. Or, like, you know what I mean. I'm pulling up a archive of it. Yeah, so there was a... Here, am I doing a full screen? I need to be. But yeah, it's like... The site did exist. Okay, so it was from 2002, at least was kind of when it died. I don't remember when it started. The reason I'm showing this now is it's tied into the Spee Mails, but basically it was just a very basic type of thing here. It didn't have any...
Coral Ford!
Good. Okay, so these pages don't work. No, the message board doesn't exist anymore. There's just a few, like, Wayback Machine archives, and that's it. Let's see if I can... Here's the board right after it closed. Yeah, basically, if you can actually read the text down here, it's kind of small. What happened was it got too popular for its own good, and it kind of, like, crashed the domain, because, like, too many people were using it, so they had to shut it down. Down here were some of the icons you could use for it. There's a thing right here. Enjoy Strong Bad's message board games. If you don't know, ask the Tandy. That's a reference to email number 41, I think, so we'll get to that at some point. Here were the rules for the page. But, yeah, you can't really view too much on here. Do we have anything from Pablo? Yeah, there's a guy named Pablo that posted a lot. He sent in the Flag Day email. I don't think Abdi's on here. No. But yeah, it's just kind of a thing from the past. But anyways.
Oh, I'm so bored. You're all lost. Why don't you post something already?
And those just repeat infinitely. But yeah, if you click on the O in board, you got some games here, which are not particularly good. But they're serviceable, I guess. I don't know if these games were actually in the message board originally, or if they were just added later on as kind of like an Easter egg, but that's what they are. This one is just basically secret collect. We're collecting nicotine gum, I guess. This one seems very not good. The last one is the most interesting. It's the nighttime driving type game, where basically you're just avoiding traffic. We saw this one earlier on the Strong Bad main page, and if you may remember, he made the comment, just try to beat my high score, 50,000. If you manage to do that, there is actually a clip that plays here. I'm not going to try very hard, but thankfully I have the scroll bar so I can kind of skip and find it. Oh yeah, those trucks, you have to, like, juke them out. There's a thing here that's, like... I know sometimes when you load up the game, it'll kind of, like, glitch out, and if you hold all the way to the left, I think it is, you'll dodge every car, so you can just kind of let it sit for a long time, but whatever. Let me just skip to the animation. There we go.
Oh, you beat my high score, huh? Well, check this out. I just finished this game. Oh, tough luck, man. I guess it's back to the drawing board for you. Or back to the night driving board. Get out of my basement!
The score here is always one higher than whatever score you got when you ended, but it only plays if you have 50,000, I think. But you can just kind of... I thought you could just type in your own score here. There's like some glitch with that. Anyways, I think we're just about ready to do the B-mails here. I'm just making sure I haven't skipped over anything else. Oh, right, the Terran game. How could I forget? To download this one. So this is also kind of out of order a little bit, but I figure I might as well show it off, because it's stupid. So, what's the point of this, you may ask? This is Terran. She apparently posted on the board a lot, and people were like, hey, you should show what you look like. And so she did, and now this happened. I don't know. That's about all the context I have. And while I'm at it, let me do some of the other weird old message board stuff. Where's the, let me find the mat cake. Again, this is kind of going slightly out of order, but, like, who cares? Let's see. Where is the mat cake? No, that was made by one of the chaps. I don't remember which one. All right. So, yeah, there's Matt, and there's Astrid, aka Little Girl, and there's just Dennis Franz, or Franz, I don't know how you pronounce it. Is that it? Yeah, that's the only thing on here. Okay. Yeah, that was also posted on the message board, and so was the tire cake. This will have more context when we get to the Flag Day email. Man, I've got nothing for this stuff. You know what? I'm showing all this other stuff. Well, let's just do the I am awesomer than you sign. This was also on the board. Anything else weird? Nothing that's massively important right now. Okay, so let's just get on with things. So, the very first strong bed email, I'm just going to show it, and then I'll give a little bit of context for it. Let me shrink the screen back down.
Oh, who is the guy that checked all his emails? Let me stroke bad. Dear Strongbad, do you take your wrestling mask and boxing gloves off before you go to bed? Sincerely, Abdi LaRue, San Diego, California. Well, that's a stupid question, Abdi. Do you take off your face and hands before you go to bed? And if so, are you some kind of robot? And if so, what kind of powers do you have? Do you use them for good or for awesome? Would you like to join forces? I just happen to be the greatest criminal mind of our time. Okay, until next time, keep sending me your questions, and I will make fun of you. I mean, answer them.
That was it. That was the first email. Who would have ever thought that this would have launched a series with over 200 entries? So, yeah, the contrast, you can just kind of mess with it to do that. That's about it. So, here's the deal with these. When these were introduced, obviously there was no idea that it was going to be a, ongoing major feature, but it kind of just turned into one because it was popular. The first, 10 to 20 of these are all pretty basic, just him kind of getting an email and then sarcastically responding to it. There's usually not much more to them than that, but they get more elaborate as they go. For anyone who doesn't know, they are indeed based off of actual emails sent in. At the end of each one of these, it lets you email Strongbad. There's just an address set up specifically for that. And every week they'd basically pick one out, make a tune, and then post it. And that went on for a few years. So as for where this first one came from, I believe it was either through the message board. They were just like, hey, everybody who, if you want, just write an email for Strongbad and we'll have him check some. And they just kind of picked one from this guy named Abdi LaRue. It was either through that, or they might have done something through their mailing list, because they did have a email address that people could just send in questions and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure where it started, but we've got this first one, and now we have the ability to make more, so we're going to get more. We're going to get a lot more. So let's get started on those then. Here's email number 2.
I'm gonna check my email all of the time. Hi, Strongbad. If you hate Homestar so much, why don't you kill him? From Vinny C. You know what, Vinny? You're right. I'll be right back. Hey, Homestar!
What is it, Strongbad?
Oh man, Vinny, that feels so much better. Thanks a lot. Okay, so until next time, keep sending me your questions, and I will keep making fun of your punctuation and spelling. I mean, answer them.
So yep, that is indeed the first appearance of Homestar, because the Who Said What Now game came later on. He was born out of a typo. Whenever I introduce people to Homestar, I always try to make sure that they go through everything chronologically, at least some of the early stuff, specifically for this gag, because if you knew about Homestar beforehand and just thought he was a normal character, then this email would not be funny, because it's just hey, look, we're killing off a character, haha. But it's no, he was specifically made for this purpose and then killed immediately. It's just, it's so good. I guess we'll just kind of keep going through these. There was an email menu added once there were a couple of these. It is nothing too impressive. I don't know if I can find the original version of it, actually. I can take a look after some of these. But here's Butt IQ.
My email, check it, my email. Dear Mr. Bad, how do you know if someone's butt is stupid? I mean, is there like some kind of IQ test? Crap for yours, Tyler. Oh, come on, Tyler. Don't you remember your algebra, man? It's called the transitive butt property. And it clearly states that the stupidity of somebody's butt is greater than or equal to the stupidity of that person's head. So, take our friend Homestar Runner, for instance. Look at his stupid head. Look at how stupid his head is. Okay, so, you can easily infer from this that because he has such a stupid head, that easily his butt is going to be at least as stupid, if not stupider. So there you have it. Okay, so until next time, on a scale from 1 to awesome, I'm super great.
Really not much to say about most of these early ones. Like I said, it's just kind of him answering a question and then that's it. But there's a few gems mixed in. I would say this is probably not one of them. So here's number 4, Homestar Hair.
I checked the email once.
I checked the email twice. Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Homestar Hair. What is it? Oh, man! I swear, if I get another one of these freaking Hairstyle Runners from one of you guys, I'm gonna have to start busting some heads, okay? I mean, how come you people never play my game, man? I never get any strong libs in my email. I mean, there's this whole game out there that's all for me that you guys can fill out, you know, and, like, send me some hilarious crap or something. Now you got me all cheesed off. I'm gonna play some Temple of Abshai. Forget you guys. Oh, my hit points are, like, inexcusable in this dungeon, man. I need to find some elixir or something.
Okay, so a couple things about this one. First of all, in the email right before this, we saw the green blocky character graphics, and then in this one, we just have no problem showing a JPEG. Here we have delete that crap, which later becomes kind of like it turns into something else and becomes a recurring joke. And here's Temple of Abshai, apparently. The wiki says that there is a game called that, but that's not actually this. This is apparently a ZX Spectrum game called Chaos Battle of the Wizards. So I'm not sure why they made a reference to a real game, but then showed a different one. That's kind of weird. And here's email number 5, Making Out, which is, I think, one of my least favorites.
I get an email. It's like the
Best thing I do.
Dear Strongbad, do you like making out? Because my boyfriend won't. Mostly because he's jealous of you. I tried the whole Peter Frampton thing, but nothing seemed to work out. Please help me, Strongbad, Kissless, and Santa Rosa. Well, Kissless, you're going about it all wrong. Frampton's not going to loosen anybody's lips. If you really want to make out with this guy, you need to go straight to the master of make-out-rock himself, me. So here's what you do. You wait till he comes home, then light a few candles and maybe have a glass of wine, and then put on my hit single, You're Really Ugly, but There's Nobody Cute Around. I tell you what, he'll be all over you like the king of town on a Chinese buffet, man. Alright, so until next time, send me more questions.
Send me more questions! Yeah, not a big fan of that one. We're going to be mixing things up a little bit, but you'll never guess what's next. Oh boy, it's an answering machine.
Hi, this is Marzipan. Leave me a message and I'll get right back to you.
Hey, leave me a message and I'll get right back to you. Hey,
leave me a message.
Enough out of you.
Hey there, Marzipan, it's good to see you.
God, I forgot about this one.
Whee! Look at me, I'm Cozy. Oh, I know I'm a poet, though. I apologize. I'm over at Bubs' place. We're just hanging out here, having a good time, you know. Good times times 3 makes 1, 2, Cozy. See, I told you I was a poet now. So anyways, like I say, we're just hanging out over here,
having a great time, and I started thinking about you. 'Cause I always have such a great time with you. 'Cause you're such a beautiful person, and you're so perfect, and you know I couldn't ask for more as a lady. Oh geez, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Oh, Lord. So, I mentioned before I like it when you can just kind of hear somebody rambling in the background. I love that bit with Bubs there. It's like, hey, Coach, tell her I said hey. No, tell her I said bananas. I'm a bunch of bananas or something. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on about.
Hello, Marzipan. It's Homestar. We're just calling to thank you for the flowers you sent me while I was in the hospital. I'm feeling much better now, but I still can't feel my legs. Okay, bye.
That is the most coherent we're going to be hearing of Homstar in a very long time.
Cheerio there, Mrs. Pan. This is Constable Anybody over here at the Royal Society for Total Dorks. We would like to welcome you to our prestigious society. In fact, we want to make you freaking president. Yes, so all you have to do is go to your window and stick a couple of pencils up your nose. And then you've been
Strong bad. You're not that funny. Stop laughing at your own jokes.
Cheers, because I'm so British.
You weren't even trying a British accent. Oh, man. Was that the last time Homstar said a real sentence? Excluding the second Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People episode and the final Marzipan's answering machine that's like 30 minutes long, it might be.
Hey there, Marzipan, it's Coach Z. So Bubs tells me I gave you a call last night, in the wee hours there. I'm not too sure what I may have said, but I'd like to apologize. Make kind of a blanket apology, cover the whole thing there. Like one of them blankets you put on a fire, you know, when you're burning leaves in the backyard and it gets out of hand, and, you know, you gotta throw that blanket over here. That's what this apology is here. So, hope I didn't offend you or say anything out of turn there. Though I suppose you can't really say nothing out of turn on a machine, right? Because, you know, when's your turn on the answer machine? Not till you call back. Okay, so now I'm just rambling, but, I am still a poet. And don't I know it?
Good evening, sir or madam. My name is Homestar Runner. I represent distinguished businessmen. Are you getting the lowest rates from your long-distance provider?
Oh, Lord.
I can give you rates as low as anybody. Seriously. I don't know what they are, but I probably can give them to you. Here's one. Beep. No, that was just me pressing the phone. Okay, it wasn't even me pressing the phone. It was just me saying beep. I can provide you with other stuff too, like this pen on my desk, or like these Post-its. This is great. Am I getting paid for this, really? Doodly-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Okay, a couple things I want to point out. First of all, I made this comment in my blog back in the day, but that one kind of brings back memories of the call center job, having to tell people, like, hey, we have these low rates. I can't tell you what they are, though, because you're, like, legally not even able to say what they are until you access their account, so that's good. So there was a question here. Well, first of all, the bit of Strong Bad laughing at his own jokes isn't that funny. It would be funnier if he did the whole thing straight. I agree, and they actually do start getting better. Like, there's kind of some ones where he still kind of, like, laughs to himself a little bit, but, like, for the most part, he kind of takes them a little bit more seriously, which is just funnier. How do they get paid for this stuff if it's free to watch? That's what the store was for. Originally, I know one of the two brothers worked at Earthlink, and that's also probably what that last message was probably in reference to. But at one point they were able to kind of quit and do this full time because of the sales from like t-shirts and stuff, so that was cool. Now they've moved on to different stuff. Matt's worked on a bunch of Disney shows. He wrote and voice acted for Gravity Falls and a few other things. I'm not really sure what Mike's been up to, but anyway, let's just go ahead and finish this one up here.
Oh, hey, Marzipan, guess what this is? It's Strong said. I was just calling 'cause I figured you wouldn't be home, and I'd never done that thing, you know, where you call somebody and you're leaving a message on their machine, and then while you're leaving the message, they pick up the phone, and it's like, oh, hey, hi, I was just leaving you a message, you know, how are you doing? And so, see, I never had that happen to me, so I thought I'd just call you and talk to your machine till you got home. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hello? Hello? Marzipan? Hello? 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 Marzipan?
He does this forever. It loops infinitely.
Hello?
Okay, so
Hello?
I did find the
Hello?
Tandy menu. Oh. Let's see. It's very small. I don't know if I've ever looked at this. Apparently it was, yeah, it didn't have a scroll bar or anything, unless this is just... no? Okay. Little Animals number 23, I think. So yeah, this is just an early version of the menu. What are those? Oh, this is just actually the first email. Or no. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of links down here for just like various old versions of the menu. That's kind of interesting. But at one point they started doing songs, like this, they call them the scroll button songs. Okay, hold on, yeah. I might go over those at some point. It's nothing too important yet. I'll just wait until later on. But anyway, we got a brief diversion with the answering machine here. Let's move on to email number 6, Depressio.
I check, you check, we all check for email check in email. Dear Strongbad, tell Strongsad he is dumb and a crappy guy. Your fan, Anthony from Southgate, God. Hey, stupid. You know some guy named Anthony from Southgate?
Oh, yeah. I was just making him this card and gonna send him $100.
Yeah, well, he says you're dumb and a crappy guy.
Oh.
Look, Anthony, as much as I like insulting my stupid kid brother, I'm not your freaking message service, alright? Next time you email him yourself. His email address is depressio@homestarrunner.com. Okay, so until next time, everybody email that guy. What guy? Me! Everybody email that guy.
Yeah, as has been stated in the chat, I know what's coming up next. Yeah, next one's something legitimately depressing, but we gotta look at it. So, there was originally a thing here where if you actually did send an email to that, you would get an automated reply. It would say, "Hello there, I know your email wasn't full of, I hope your email wasn't full of awful, hurtful remarks like all the rest, but I'll never know. I stopped reading emails a long time ago, wish my brother would stop giving out my address. Before you start making fun of me again, I'd like to share something with you." And then it gives a link. It says, "I hope this puts us on the same page of this dusty, many-volumed set of ever-changing encyclopedias we call life. Strong sad." And so it linked to this page, called The Secrets That I Keep. And this is just kind of a depressing little thing here. It's very out of character for the rest of the series. Like, it makes sense because it's strong sad, but... So, these are his happy memories. We have them getting along as kids, and also Charlie Brown shirt. Here's a card that Strong Bad was forced to make him. Here's a snow globe, which I assume was probably a gift that Strong Bad was forced to give him, along with the card. And then we have a little tape reel here. So yeah, that's it. It's very just somber, because it's like, before this point, none of the characters really have much of a personality, and here it's like we're actually kind of seeing into Strong Sad's backstory a bit, and it's like, yeah, they used to get along, but then Strong Bad got older and became kind of a jerk, and he's just holding on to these old memories, and it's like, damn, that's really sad. And so I like this. I think it's an interesting look into the character. They don't do this kind of stuff very often. Most of the time it's all just kind of like one-off jokes, and there's no real continuity or anything. But Strong Sad is my favorite character, and stuff like this is probably why. It just kind of gives him a little more personality. So, next up is the Halloween special for 2001. This one's pretty different. As with the last year, we have a pointless minigame that you can waste all of 5 seconds playing, because you don't have to worry about 56k modems anymore. Pretty much every line of this thing is just ingrained in my mind. I've watched this so many times.
Oh, hello. This year we're going to do things a little differently. We're all coming to your house to trick or treat. So just answer the door, pick a treat, and drag it on top of us. We'll do the rest. Okay, bye.
Pointless light switch. I'm pretty sure this light switch does nothing. I drink up all the Hennessy you got on your shelf. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Coach Z, pronounced with an OZ. Strange hand movements. So yeah, the gimmick of this one is every character has 3 treats you can give them, and because I have a progress bar, I can actually go back and do all 3 of them for each, so that's what I'm going to do.
Ooh, Georgie fruits. Oh, I mean, Georgie fruits. I mean, Georgie Forgy. George Foreman? It's Coach Z.
We're gonna hear. We're gonna have to hear the last few seconds of all their intros when we do this, because it's hard to jump around exactly. You know, I once knew a fella back in Boston who could tell you the time of day at any time of the day.
A fella in Boston could tell you the time of day at any time of the day. You'd say there, Boston, what's the time of day? And he'd say 10:30. And you'd look at him and say, but Boston, it's noon. And he'd look back at you and say, well, those are the breaks.
I love that story.
With the notes.
It has no reason to exist, and that's why it's great.
The Cherry Clan. Are they related to the Wu-Tang Clan? Because, you know, their first album was The Bam. In fact, you don't have a copy of the 36 Chambers in there, do you? Because I'd love to listen to it right now. You mind if I come in?
Trick or treat!
Idaho.
I'm horrible!
You got that right.
Apparently this is a Simpsons reference. I've never really watched that show, but I think there was a scene where, was it Ralph has just the word Idaho taped to him, and that's his costume or something. Anyway.
Ooh, butterscotch! Would you mind melting those down and pouring them over a ham? That's it? Well, if you think that I'll accept this paltry treat just because it has butter in the name, well, you'd be right. Give it here. I'm horrible!
I like this weird character just kind of rolling around in the background like the water wraith. That is known as the Hornblower. The King of Town just kind of has like this random posse that shows up occasionally. There's the Knight, I think is what this one's called. Then there's the Hornblower. There's the Blacksmith, the Chef. There might be like 1 or 2 others. But yeah, they never do anything of value.
Ooh, a stick of butter. Trick or treat! Again, please!
And yeah, I said earlier the light switch does nothing. It changes, like, the way that one character knocks. It's kind of pointless.
It's your flagellant paralyzing.
Here, have some oh no. Okay, this is supposed to be rock candy. Yeah, it's rock candy, pop rocks, and then just actual rocks.
Halloween!
Good job. Oh. What happened here?
It's your flagellant paralyzing. No! No! No!
I think that's the first instance of the cheat's head exploding. That happens a lot later on. Ugh, hold on. This is the best one right here. Strong Mad eats some rocks, then bites a can, and then the cheat explodes. I love it.
Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, trick or treat. Candy corn. Do you have any real corn? Or Indian corn?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh god, I don't want to hear you do this song every time, please. It was bad enough the first. No, marzipans aren't particularly funny, unfortunately.
Hey, rice cakes. I like to eat them without water.
Okay, I do like that line, though. I like to eat them without water.
Is this a joke? It's not funny.
Strongbad just has probably, like, $30 worth of steak he's willing to shove in her bag there. Here we have the two non-talking characters. Let's give them some weed. I don't actually know what Mary Jane is. Chico stick. Yeah, I don't know what this is either. Ugh. It's not the Caco Demon. Oh, that's way later, I think. Okay, so that's it for those two. But there's actually a thing you can do here. Now that we've established Homestar as a character, this is the first point at which he gets a reputation as being the secret character that you have to unlock. And you do that in Halloween tunes, usually with something involving the Poopsmith. So in here, you just kind of give him the pumpkin.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for some candy today.
I love this. Yeah, Marzipan, like... That's the thing, is like, I don't think they really knew how to write a female character, and that's why they just never really did. But, eventually she becomes kind of a little bit more interesting. Just in terms of, they're like, hey, you know, we can just kind of make her dumb like everybody else. Early on, she usually tries to kind of be like the straight woman of the group, and it doesn't really work very well.
I'm the original ladies' man.
Okay, so shaving cream, he says, I'm the original ladies' man. Then we have, all of his responses to these are great.
If you give me a treat, make sure that it's sweet, and I'll eat it. I'm the
Nope.
today.
And the wrench. I think this one is my favorite.
Oh no! I think this is my favorite.
Why is that so funny?
Where in the world is my candy?
Oh, we've reused a candy here.
Oh, a fun-sized candy bar. Tell me this. What's fun about eating less candy? Maybe if you gave me an entire bag of them, it would be fun. The only fun I'm gonna have with this thing is smearing it all over your door when I leave.
Oh yeah, he actually does do that. Let me show that real quick. Yep.
Trick or treat.
Anyway, so.
Oh,
Let me get the next thing
where
here.
in the world is my candy? Why, you lazy crap for crap. All you got is old freaking Easter candy? This thing's rock hard, man. Well, you just made it onto my people I gotta egg today list.
QP Dan. That used to open a thing. It was like just a really weird drawing. Going back.
World is my candy.
Nope, Splounsk would not be a thing until email 149, I think.
What is this crap? What are you, a dentist? Or a hippie? Or some kind of hippie dentist?
Trick or treat, I guess.
I enjoy all three of these. He gives good responses to all of them.
Oh, Necco wafers. These remind me of when I used to eat the colored chalk when I was in school. I was sick for a year and nearly died. Trick or treat, I guess. Oh, baking chocolate. I used to eat this stuff when there was no chocolate in the house. And now, it's my only friend. I guess.
Oh, there was the Butterfinger.
Oh, while I do appreciate the relevance of this given my costume, I was kind of hoping for something that I wouldn't have to prepare. You know, like Necco wafers or baking chocolate.
Please, baby, please, baby, 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 please! Give me some candy!
I got a shallow gut and a callow nut. Somebody give me that mallow cup. Please, give me some candy.
I don't really know what Bubs' deal is in these early cartoons. He doesn't really have much of a personality. Like, he eventually grows into just being a con artist, but here he's just kind of weird.
Oh, I'm such a big dumb diddy dumb dumb. Eat.
I think that was a reference to his line from
Please, baby,
the
please,
jumping
baby,
jack
baby,
contest.
Baby, please, give me some candy.
Here's my favorite one. This apparently turned into a entire, like, recurring segment that they were going to do and then scrapped, and it ended up on a DVD.
I never understand the comics that come with this bubble gum. I mean, the first frame is some guy saying, "Look out, the sky's falling." And the second frame is some guy getting hit on the head with a rock. And I'm sitting there going, what the heck just happened? And before I know it, I swallowed my bubble gum.
Fortune, a rock hit the guy in the sweater. Yeah, I think this never-ending knocking changes to something else when you flip with the switch. I don't know. It's pointless.
Believe it or not, I'm walking around. I never thought I would trick or tweet.
Well, we gotta save the peanuts for last.
Alright, Smarty. Marzipan said to eat lots of these this year. I'm not really sure why she said that, though.
Good.
Trick or treat! Or treat!
Here, have what appears to be like 22 cents.
Oh, a handful of change. I guess I can use this to go, buy some candy. So, thank you for adding a step to my Halloween process. Wow.
I mean, I don't think you need to be Canadian to be confused by this bit. I never knew what the greatest American hero was. Alright, here we go. Best one. Oh, I love that. So, we get the commentary here, right?
Man, I really like your costume. The Spanish Inquisition. That's great.
Look, for the last time, I'm not the Spanish Inquisition, I'm not Cam Calloway, and I'm not Strongman wearing a yellow turtleneck. I'm Carmen freaking San Diego!
I like Cab Calloway.
Okay, Poopsman, that's the worst costume I ever saw. I mean, your laser tag? What, are you supposed to be dressed up as the product? Or is it more abstract than that, like you're supposed to be the concept of laser tag? Come on, man. You know you just found that old crap in a trunk in your basement.
He's off strong, man. He's not the one that dressed up as a girl 2 years in a row.
Oh, you asked for it, King. Did any of you guys go to that house that was giving out change? I changed my costume and went back 10 times. I made $35.
Did you guys go to that house where they let you into this big room and there's all these people wearing black hoods and they ask you these questions about life and existence, and if you answer them wrong you get eternal damnation, but if you answer them right you get a Twizzler?
No.
No.
Nope. No. No.
Oh, never mind.
I like your costume, Strong Sad, but you weren't invited this year.
Say, Pom Pom, check out this funky bass groove.
Do rear, a do whip, a do rear, a do rip.
Have they voted yet? I really have to pee.
Yeah, and the Poopsman's not smelling any rosier either.
Oh, I've got an idea. Let's totally freak them out. Let's repeat the stuff we just said. Hey,
And they do.
I
It
really
repeats
like
infinitely.
your costume.
So, yeah, there was like a vote here. You could click them and it would pull up like an email form, and it would have a thing. It would be like, Cheetah Chew, I choose you. Homestar Chew, I choose you. It was just the same thing for all of them. And nothing ever amounted to it. I think they, there's a DVD feature where I think there was supposed to be like a result for the winner of the contest, but they just never finished animating it. I don't know if that was for this year or if that was the first one or when that was. But anyway, so Laser Tag explains itself. Hagar the Horrible was a newspaper comic. I assume most people know who this is. She's like a cartoon / game character, like a master thief. This is the mascot of Hawaiian Punch. The Fridge is specifically a player for the Chicago Bears. That was just his nickname. I don't know what his actual name is. This was an old TV show from like the 70s. This was a character from Popeye. I don't know who Humpty Hump is. Again, just kind of a rapper, I assume. Joey Ramone, I don't know music. What band is Joey Ramone from? I need to find out now. Even though I've already admitted that I don't know, I still need to act like I knew all along. Oh, it's literally just called The Ramones. Good. Okay, I thought there was more of a name. Never mind. Michael Moore is like a movie critic. Andy Warhol, painter, known for the Campbell's Soup thing. And, I don't know who Mars Blackman is. Let's see. That is... Okay, it's supposed to be Black Mon. Character first played by Spike Lee in 1986 film She's Gotta Have It. Alright. Sure, we'll go with that. Real briefly here, there was a plan to have different costumes for some of the characters at one point. Let's see. Okay, so we've got the Skipper from Gilligan's Island, Velma from Scooby-Doo, the Noid, which was the Domino's Pizza mascot, that's it. Everybody else looks like the same. I don't know why this had to be a flash file. This could have just been an image. Alright. Anyway, that's always a classic. It's definitely better being able to jump around through it and not have to play the whole thing 3 times. Technically 6, because when you get to the Poopsmith and Pom Pom, you have to pick if you want to give them candy or give them the pumpkin and then give Homestar one. Alright, so that was the Halloween tune for 2001. We've got another one, though, that came a few days later, and it is Spemail 7, Halloweener.
I am going to check my email. Dear Strongbad, I want to have the bestest Halloween costume ever this year. How can I make a Strongbad costume? With crap, Ben from Ohio University. Well, Ben, I couldn't agree with you more. You dress up like me this year, and the ladies will flock to you like the Poopsmith to an overflowing toilet.
The ladies will be all up ons.
On to the costume. We'll demonstrate on Stupid over here.
Hello.
First, paint your head red. Then, take your shirt off to expose your manly chest.
Ooh.
Next, get some boxing gloves. Or if you don't have boxing gloves, oven mitts will do. Next, duct tape some aluminum foil to some twine. And finally, get your mom to make you a Strongbad costume. You'll be the belle of the ball.
I'm a belle.
Okay, so until next time, who put the ween in Halloween? I don't know. Probably you freaking weirdo.
Like that ending. But yeah. I wonder if anybody has ever dressed up as that specific costume with duct taping some aluminum foil to some twine, because I'd like to see it. Here's something that totally needs to be viewed. It's of the utmost importance. You can't believe how important it is that we watch this. Oh, hey, look, it's the same intro as before, but now he's wearing orange. Oh my god. Everybody, nothing's different.
Everybody, la-di-da-di-da. Everybody, la-di-da-di-da.
It seemed a lot louder than everything else. Oh, good, and it died. Anyway, was Strongbad in Yellow Dello actually someone else dressed? I mean, no, he totally wasn't wearing those oven mitts, man. That was just, that was computer graphics. But, apparently, they didn't do much for the rest of the year, because we had the Halloween specials, and now we're skipping straight to Thanksgiving, and then, Decemberween, with no other emails in between, so I guess the emails took a bit of a break. I remember this one being about on par with the Mother's Day message.
Oh, I'm so stupid, turkey, as stupid as they come. Cut off my head, stuff me with bread, go and suck your thumb. Go and suck your
Good.
Now let us go and partake of our wondrous feast.
Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's the king of town?
Ooh. More gravy, please.
Okay, yeah, that one had a reason to exist, definitely. He's getting continuously more green. I'm concerned that this is going to amount to something. Okay, it didn't. It looped. Anyway, yeah, not much to say about that one. Now we have the best Decemberween ever, which is a very good one. This is probably one of their best things that they've made so far. But yeah, after the previous year, they decided to ditch any actual references to Christmas or like anything at all that's other than just a generic gift-giving holiday. So Decemberween is what they came up with. I am quite fine with this. It is a good name for a thing.
What's the matter, Homestar?
Oh, Dog Dad. I can't decide what to get Strongbad for Decemberween.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I know he's kind of a joke sometimes, and he says holy crap a lot. But I think if I get him the perfect present, he just might like me again.
What? People get presents for Decemberween? I always just get locked in the bathtub.
Okay, so that line there, I always get locked in the bathtub. For such a long time, I thought that that was just like, I get locked in the bathroom, and he just said it weird. No, he actually means in the bathtub. We see that, like, a good 5-6 years later.
Oh, right. I gotta go.
Well, Homestar, I tell you, buying a Decemberween present for Strong Bad is like a great sports play.
Let me guess. I can't get much into the score zone.
I think that's our first instance of cheap is free. There might have been one before this.
Hey, that's right.
Coach, that's your answer for everything.
Oh, mouthwash?
And then he said it was like a great sports play. And I don't even think that applies to this situation.
That's great, Homestar. Well, why don't you just get him a shirt? He doesn't seem to have very many of those.
So, I'm pretty sure he enjoys going topless.
Well, you could get him a sponge or a juice heart, or you could make him some Chex Party mix.
No way! Those are terrible ideas. Like, I don't even want to see what you got me this year.
Why don't you go buy to somebody else?
Now that's a good idea.
Jews harp. JEW''S.
Hey there, Homestar. What?
We got the goods. I paused here because for some reason in this scene you can click and drag these. I think they're reused assets from the Light Bright game. And now this thing's following my mouse and I can't get rid of it, so that's fun.
What can I do for you on this fine holiday?
I can't find a frickin' present for Strong Bad.
Well, you know what Coach Z says.
Yes, I know.
Oh, well, take a look around. I got all types of crazy crap.
I got all types of crazy crap was a line that I used in the shop at the beginning of Big Tips Adventure 1. Let's see. So, yeah, every one of these gifts is, like, perfect for Strong Bad. So here's Tag Team Wrestling for the NES, which I mentioned earlier was the inspiration for Strong Bad's name.
No.
The oven mitt's coming up again.
No. Are you allowed to sell this? No.
More random Peter Frampton references, which for somehow Bubs has this album that's already signed to Strong Bad specifically. I enjoy that.
Oh. That's it! This is the perfect present.
Coach Z, this is nasty.
That's okay. Smell October.
Smell October!
Okay, let's see what we got from Homestar here.
Open it. That one's for me. It took me forever to pick it out.
What? The Deep Impact DVD? You got me this for like the last 3 years, man.
I know! And you liked it so much, I decided to get it for you again.
Oh, man. This is the worst
This is the
Decemberween
best
ever.
Decemberween ever.
Okay, so I gotta pause it there. So I actually did my research on this. This was December 2001, and Strong Bad said that he got him this for the last 3 years. I checked. The Deep Impact DVD did in fact come out pretty much 3 years before this. It was like almost exact. I wanted to check because I didn't think DVDs actually went back that far. I thought that they were like a 2000s thing, but apparently they were in the late 90s. Also, when I was getting Christmas presents last year, I did indeed give a Deep Impact DVD as one of them, because why not? I figured it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. It was disguised, though. I put a game inside the box. I think I had something else to add to that, but I don't know. I enjoyed the Deep Impact DVD. It's like one of my favorite gags. Decemberween, Decemberween, you're 55 days after Halloween. I'm not actually gonna sing it.
Running for their lives.
I wish this one was super-sized. Decemberween, Decemberween, darkening right after Halloween.
What are you guys talking about?
Hey, who's that crap? Let's drum that out.
Decemberween, Decemberween, darkening right after Halloween.
I got all types of crazy crap.
I bought your red, a deep impact.
Decemberween, Decemberween.
Coaching's been drinking Listerine.
Oh, good stuff. That is some classic Homestar stuff. Just we've definitely gotten out of the rough period now. Some of the early emails are still a little bit lame, but I think with the Halloween one and this one, we can pretty much officially consider this into kind of the golden age of Homestar. And that finishes up 2001. I have gone after my planned 3 hours. I guess this is a good place to stop it. I was thinking I could maybe go up to the gimmicks email because it's a kind of a turning point, but that's email like 35 or something. I actually don't remember the number. And we've only watched the first 7, so I think we're gonna stop here for now. It's a good part. We're at 4 hours and it was the end of the year. So next time we'll be picking up with the start of 2002. Some more early emails and kind of getting into the, like I said, kind of the golden age as I usually think of it. And we'll see how far into 2003 we get. Now that this is the point where the site started picking up traction a little bit and they were updating like almost every week. And so it's a lot more dense. There's not going to be huge gaps between tunes anymore. But we'll just see how it goes. Like I said, I do want to try and get through everything before the end of the year, so I figure 3-4 hours a day, once a week. And if I have to change it at some point, then I will. It's not anything too strict. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say here. So thank you for watching. I'll definitely try to archive this. And hopefully you'll be able to check out next week. See you later.